address? Are we ready to truck on forward?
I think we're good.
Cool, awesome. Let's do it. So just another thing to go off of we're all new. I think before, we don't really know your characters, so I am going to take the creative liberty in placing your characters on a quest, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. Later on as we go, I want your characters to be able to make that decision for themselves, whether or not they accept a quest and what they're doing it for. But just for the liberty of getting us going, your characters are all together, have been hired independently to do something for our character, Lady Beck. She has hired you to escort her out of a kingdom name that we had, which I didn't type.
That we
Freya
had.
did, and now I have to find it.
It exists.
Sorry. Bedora. It exists. It's Bedora. Sorry.
It's okay. I won't hold it against
Okay. You should. Might as well. So Lady Beck has hired you independently. She wants to be escorted out of Boldora on the hush hush, on the down low. You're not really sure why, but she did intentionally hire people of different trades that maybe are not involved in the local communities as much. They might not be well known. And then another key thing is you guys are not familiar with each other's characters. So you, unless you would like to retcon something, do not know each other. This is going to be our first interaction here. So we're going to open our scene here. If you guys want to describe your characters just so we know what each other sees and for chat as well, and then I'll go ahead and set you in a setting with that. If George, you want to go first.
Oh god, the pressure.
Oh.
Yeah, which George?
Who is Boldar? I'm calling it's George and Geo for me. As long as that's okay.
Yeah.
That's just how I
Yeah,
have it in
that's
my
fine.
brain. I appreciate that.
Okay, so we're just describing appearance.
Yeah, what do we see when we look at Boldar? The Protector, can't forget.
Boldar he is a half-orc barbarian, and he is around 37 years of age. So he's seen some shit. He's he's lived a little bit of a life. He's 6'7", so he is pretty huge. He weighs about 200 pounds. He's got blue eyes. He's got grey-green skin. He's got brown hair. Just big, muscly, scarred, sad boy. Do you want his backstory, or is that enough?
Just appearance for now. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know that our characters would necessarily know that yet.
No,
if you wanted
exactly.
to give it to the chat, we can do that.
No, that's okay. I think we can just go with that, I guess. You still hear Fedora? Sorry, someone thinks you. Protection is for Fedora. Oh god, we lost Nat.
Oh no.
We lost the DM.
No. I might have my
That's not
video sorted.
You might have it
You're
sorted.
Yeah,
That's
6'7"
good.
and 200
Hey, there we
pounds.
go.
You must be thin.
Right now, god, that's what Freya and Matt are on.
I've come back.
6'7" and 200. I know. I
Panic
was trying to get a good weight, and then everyone said that seemed like a good one, but I thought it would be bigger.
I think it should be bigger, honestly.
I think you should be about like 230 if you're
Right.
6'7" or something.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay, retconned.
because like six even and 180 pounds is pretty built. I think.
Right.
Kind of lean, but it's muscular. So I feel like 6'7" with 200 pounds is like kind of skinny. It's just,
Yeah.
I
But
don't
he
want-
has muscle and scar.
You're right.
It's all muscles.
Yeah, he's just muscles.
There's no bone.
There's
it's
nothing
just
else.
muscle.
Okay. And now, what do we see when we see Fenric?
You see a 5'11" wood elf with black hair, tanned skin, and the hint of a scar coming up from the back collar of his shirt. And he's about 25 years old. And he looks determined, but it's not clear what for.
I like it. What do we see when we see Flynn Rider? I bet I could guess. What does Flynn Rider look like?
So he's vaguely reminiscent, and by vaguely I mean 99% likeness to the character in Tangled, also named Flynn Rider.
Ye old tail tangled.
Although he is 3'1". So a midget Flynn Rider, basically, if you squished him.
Like someone sat on him.
Yeah. Basically same personality, although he has a different backstory that he may or may not reveal along his journey. And he really likes daggers. But he also hates gnomes.
And
with a
he looked like normal Flynn Rider, and then Boldar sat on him. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Flynn Rider, but
Okay.
baby. Someone in the chat. Becky said in the chat. That's right.
I love it. And then what do we see when we see the DM Nat answered? What do we see when we see Bray Fireforge?
You see a 4'5" dwarf. He weighs about 140 pounds, I think that was. He's got a big, sort of your stereotypical, like, big, long, sort of bushy beard. That's kind of like plaited slightly. He's got sort of like a bandana as well. What else has he got? He's also got sort of like a cigar sort of hanging out of his mouth as well. Very just sort of like cocky individual, I guess. He's basically like sort of ditched the sort of dwarf lifestyle and turned to a life of piracy. And he's just a bit of a bastard, to be honest. So yeah, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
Okie dokie. So we have our characters now. You guys are driving through a forested area. It's a pretty narrow, just dirt, traditional, easy peasy path that you're riding on. Lady Beck has let you know that this is not the most direct way out of Boldora, but this is a good sort of hidden low-key way out with fewer checkpoints and should be fewer issues. So you guys are traveling along on a horse-driven carriage, just one horse, pretty simple. You have a couple crates of the bare essentials, some hemp rope, some food rations. But otherwise, we have Fenric, who is driving and steering our horse here in the cart, and we have the rest of our characters sitting in the back with Lady Beck. You see her. She is a petite, beautiful featured high elf. You don't know much about her. She seems very bold, but in a very approachable way. She has a very determined look to her. And she addresses and she looks at you, who are all sitting in the back of the cart. She looks at Boldar and says, "Hey, you're finally awake."
I was very tired.
Well, I'm glad that you are up now, but I hope that you would be ready to keep an eye on the tree line here and make sure that we're doing okay.
I shall.
And then in this moment, is there anything that your characters would want to address now that you are on the road, now that you see your people around you? Are we staying quiet? Are we wanting to ask Lady Beck some questions or each other some questions? It's an open
Lady
floor there.
Beck, are you single?
God.
Have
That's
you ever
none of
had
your
a
business.
halfling?
Been there, done that. I'm not here for it. You're on a job.
Whatever.
She does
I'm in
not
this for the
seem
money
open
anyway.
to that. That is one thing I will mention. She has offered you each 300 gold to get her to a certain checkpoint. Did you guys have any questions to her about the mission?
Yes, I have a question about how long of a journey is this going to be?
It should be about 2 days. I have scoped out with some people who have assisted me in planning this, but who are not able to come along and abandon their post. But I do have a secure inn scoped out about a day's ride. It is about midday now, so you have been on the journey for a bit now and have made it essentially just into the surrounding woods. But she continues and says, 2 days ride. We're halfway to an inn that we've scoped out. We will stay there and then continue on to secure checkpoint, which I will not disclose further on, as that is not part of your duties. 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Good to know. Is there anything in particular you need us to know more beyond we're just taking you somewhere? Are you expecting any danger to meet us along the way?
There may be some soldiers that we come across that would bear the signia of the kingdom, which is a red lion's head. It's very distinguishable. I would prefer to not be seen, as I would be recognized by anybody. Otherwise, with the direction we're heading, I wouldn't anticipate any dangers.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Alrighty. Was there any other type of interaction, or your characters maybe, let me pull this up. Maybe Bray is more quiet, or is Flynn staying more quiet, or are they going to be more, do they have more of a reaction to their characters around them? I'm just curious how they would be traveling.
I'm staring at this Bray guy. He hasn't said one word since we got in this carriage.
Just assessing the
Suspicious?
situation, man. I don't know what you want me to do.
That's fine. You don't have to do anything. If your character's just going to stay quiet, that's his decision. Well, we can carry on then. I would like each of you, first roll of the game, to make a perception check. And if you need help, it should be on the skill chart here. It should have your modifier next to it that will say what you can add. It's just a standard d20, and you would either add or subtract your modifier. Should be a wisdom skill.
And sorry, you said a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of what you'll be rolling is a d20.
Okay.
I got 18 plus 2, so 20.
Nice.
I got an 11, but I have nothing else to add.
I got an 18 plus 5, so 23.
What do I need to put in the dice roll chat?
Exclamation point R space 1d20, I think. And sorry, who got the 20? Who said theirs first? I thought that was Tristan, but I got that wrong. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I got a 16 on the dice roll, and then what else do I need to do?
You add on the proficiency in your character sheet list next to perception. It's like just to the right of the wisdom score.
You should have a box that says skills, and there should be an alphabetical.
Oh yeah.
I should have it open somewhere too.
Okay, yeah, so it's 16, perception 0. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, 16.
We're so unperceptive.
These are pretty
Bray.
good. All of you are above a 10.
Above average.
Yes. So Boldar, this is maybe not the terrain that you're more used to. You've sure been in forest before, but overall this kingdom is pretty new to you. You're mostly just focusing on the trees. You hear some squirrels rattling around you. But you're mostly just focusing on what's dead ahead. You are a half-orc on a mission, not a man on a mission. So you've got your eyes ahead. You do hear lots of wildlife around. Might have you on edge a bit. But nothing too much of concern. And then Bray Fireforge with a 16. You do sort of notice that the sounds you're hearing, that's a big squirrel, maybe slightly bigger than we would say. But again, you're not super familiar with this kingdom. You were here on a mission. You do maybe notice that the terrain up ahead looks a bit patchy. But again, this is sort of just a path-ridden road. You wouldn't expect it to be well laid out anyways. And then we have Flynn with a 20. You very keenly see, you notice that these trees around you, very, very flourished, very green, very bright. Big leaves we've got. But you do see up ahead, there's just a patch of leaves that they're brown. maybe haven't fallen that long ago. Maybe they were placed there deliberately. So you've kind of got your eye on that patch. And you do absolutely hear at least 2 creatures up ahead in the brush. Again, you can't really distinguish what they may be. They are hidden. Now, Fenric, with your stunning 23, you know dead set, especially with your skills in nature, and this is sort of your element here, I would say. You know for a fact that somebody has dug a trench and covered it in leaves in an attempt to trap a cart. And now you're driving, and you do absolutely notice up ahead. You see 2 goblins poorly hiding behind a rock. You see they've got 2 scimitars. You've probably seen this exact trap before. I'm sure you've run into a goblin or 2. So maybe you've got a chuckle for them. But what do we do?
Guys, we need to stop this cart. There's definitely a trap up ahead. I'm seeing a couple of goblins over there, and I think the best course of action would be to go up a little bit further, stop the cart. Goblins are pretty stupid, so they're probably not going to think anything of it. And we can probably either sneak up on them or we can try to bum rush them. It's up to you guys. But we definitely need to stop because they are there. And this is definitely a trap.
We sure they can't see us already?
Now, I will say, Fenric, you are driving the cart. If you wanted to, you did have a high perception. I would say you could, if you wanted to roll animal handling with advantage to see if you can stop that cart before you hit the trench. But I would say that the goblins, again, with this high perception, he let your team know right away what was up. I would say that the goblins don't see you yet, but as you do approach that trap, they would see you. But in this case, they would have been unsuccessful in their ambush. That may have happened.
Okay. I'm gonna try to stop the cart. I'm gonna roll animal handling.
And then just a heads up for anyone in the group that doesn't know, if you have advantage on something, which is usually either just depending on what you're rolling, or if the DM tells you, that just means you roll twice and you take the better. Same thing goes for disadvantage. You roll twice, you roll 1 and a 20. Sorry, you got a 1. Sometimes that one can hurt. What'd you got over there?
Wait, did you say I have advantage on this?
You have advantage. You were the driver, and you also are who rolled the highest perception, so we'll give you advantage on that.
Okay, so I just rolled a 5, and I hope to God I can roll something higher, because that's not great. All right, I rolled an 8. It's got an 8 plus 5, so 13 to try to stop the cart.
That's why I made you drive. I figured you had good adding on there. That helps. Freya says insult our goblins. She's sad for our goblins here. I am too. That did not work. Fenric is too sharp for that. So with that, you very easily, you stop the cart in no time. Your cart is not at all any risk. But I will say the goblins do now notice you. And upon approaching you, I'll have you roll initiative here. You see 2 at the front with scimitars. You have 1 goblin slightly farther back. I would say you have your 2 scimitar goblins are about 15 feet in front of you, and then 25 feet away from you, from your cart, you do see 3 goblins, each with a short bow. The one in the middle looks slightly off, but we'll go ahead and roll for initiative. Yes, that would be 3d20, Miss Freya, and they don't have any modifiers on that.
Discord just rearranged us.
Oh shit, sorry.
It's okay.
Oopsies. That was probably my bad.
It's alright. I got you. I was quick.
I'm Bray now.
Wait, that's not right.
I rolled a 10.
Is that for Flynn?
Yes.
Does that include your initiative modifier?
Yup.
Cool.
Nice.
I rolled a 2. So.
Oh, he was quick to notice, but not quick to jump
react.
in, huh?
Not quick to act.
He's like, hey guys, over there.
His hand got tangled in the reins.
I rolled a 16, but +2 for initiative, so 18.
Okay, Boldar has an 18.
Is it a D20 I'm rolling again, or?
Yes, and you should have a modifier for that. Off to the side initiative. We're playing 5e. Yeah. 5th edition.
Loose and modified.
Yes, that's true. We're not sticking to the rules as much.
Nothing
We're
too
mostly here
strict.
to just have fun. I don't have maps. I don't have movement that I'm really going to be tracking. It's mostly just for the fun of it. Have our guys
Okay,
kill
I
some.
rolled a 10 and then +4 initiative, so 14.
Okay. Nicely done. Let me get our goblin initiative from Freya here. I will admit, not great. That's fine. Let me note this.
I have to ask, is the carriage like open, or do they know how many of us are
Covered, yeah.
inside the carriage?
It is an open top carriage, just simple wooden carriage. So they are aware of the full team.
Okay.
You guys are slightly behind Fenric. He did stop the cart. He is free to on his turn if he wants to maneuver that in any way. But you guys are able to, fully aware, you can see it's a pretty open top, low to the ground. Shouldn't be too much in the way. Let me get this. Oh. Poor Fenric just really ain't going first, that's for sure.
Nope.
He like spotted it and then he's like, okay, you guys go ahead. You guys
Yeah.
take care of that.
You guys, I gotta calm the horse down. Just give me a minute.
That's awesome. Okay, top of the order. Just in case anyone in the group needs to know it, I'm trying to. By the way, if we need to stop and have a break, or if there's anything we need to explain or look up, just let me know. But initiative just decides what order you attack in. So it's just kind of if your character is willing to go first, dependent on the dice, then they're going to be going first. And clearly, Boldar was not very perceptive. He wasn't aware of what was happening, but the second he was
Quick to
told what was
react.
up, he's like, all right, I'm in. So again, you have 2 very close goblins wielding scimitars, and then 3 archers behind them, about 10 feet behind that. What do you want to do?
And they're on our side of the trench.
It's a very shallow trench. Trench is a bad word. It's just enough maybe to get a cart's wheel stuck. I would say about 2 feet. It is still covered with leaves.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be a problem. They are on the other side of
They
it,
are
though.
on the other side.
Yes. So I'd say it's about 5 feet in between y'all, or in front of y'all.
I would like Boldar to, because in his mind he's like, this is an obstacle to be removed. So I want him to just charge forwards and leap over the trench and just attack the nearest goblin with his axe, with his great axe.
Wonderful. I'd say the trench is small enough you don't really have to make a check on that.
No? Okay.
I'm
Just
sure
falls.
sure you could clear it in a step.
Charges
if you want
forward,
to go ahead
trips
and
over.
roll attack on this goblin. If you know
Okay.
how to do that, if not, I can jump through maybe what an attack turn might look
Yeah,
like.
you might have
if
to
that'd
walk
be
me through it a
helpful.
little bit.
Yeah.
And just let me know. I feel like I'm going to often need reminding what dice to use if there's any different dice I have to use at certain times.
For sure. I would recommend having your weapon stats up. If that's not on your sheet, I could pull it up. But
I think it
you'll
is,
first
actually.
roll a d20 to attack.
Right.
Basically, you're just going
That's
against
the
their
success
armor
of my
to see
attack.
if you even get
Right.
to hit. And then from there, you'll just be rolling damage based on whatever weapon you have. I don't have your guys' weapons pulled up. If
I've
you
got
need
it.
me to pull it up, I can. Okay, great. So if you just want to roll that d20 to attack and see if you hit.
Okay, it fell off the desk. Let me do that again.
Cheating.
It's a 15.
Okay. That is a clean hit.
Okay.
It seems like you want to go ahead and roll damage here on that.
And that is 1d12. Let me just find that. I think that is the one I want. It's a 7.
Alrighty, and that is a dead goblin. Would you like to describe how you kill him, or would you like me to do that? You can fully, however Boldar might have just sliced this guy.
I
Let
just
us know.
I just imagine that he just charged forward, you know, starts slow and then just builds up speed, and then he jumps over this little trench thing, and he lands on the other side, turns towards the nearest one, takes a few steps towards him, and his head just comes off.
Yikes. I'm sure that was not very encouraging to the other goblins.
The others are like,
You just see your buddy's head get lobbed off. This was the wrong cart, y'all. Alrighty, and with that, you let's see. I don't know if you have any movements left, but was there anything else that you would want to do on that turn?
I guess maybe he would like turn to face the other two, but like from a standing position, I guess just turns to face the other two, covered in their friend's blood.
Yucky. Less wonderful. Okay, and then next we have Bray. So at this point, you've seen Boldar just slice a goblin. Now you have one with a scimitar with 3 archers off in the back. What would Bray Fireforge like to do?
I mean, first of all, he's just sort of like looking back at sort of what he's just witnessed. Sort of like, you know, he's pretty impressed.
Anybody would need that, yeah,
you know,
a second to comprehend.
I mean, they kind of know like we're here now, sort of thing. I think Boldar's just sort of he's probably
introduced
got everyone
himself.
else's yeah, I think he's probably got everyone else's attention. So I'm just gonna sort of like try and join in a bit. I think and try and attack another goblin.
Alrighty. Did you want to attack? You could try and run up on one of the ranged ones. You do have one with a scimitar that's up front. If you wanted to run up on him,
You might be able to
depending
sneak
on
up
what
on a
weapon
ranged
you'd
one,
like to use.
like round the back.
Yeah, they're not the smartest.
You are very sneaky, I think, aren't you?
I might try and sneak around and take out one of the ranged fellas, to be honest.
Okay.
I think that's probably a good shout.
There is a rule for trying to move past something within range, but I forget how to do that. So I'll just go ahead and have you do a dexterity saving throw and see. Unless you're trying to do it stealthily, if you want to do a stealth check, or I'm sure you could just quickly hop past him. It depends on what Bray might want to do. Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check, and we'll see.
He's going speed over stealth.
What do I need to roll? What do I need to roll for?
A d20, and then you should have a modifier on there, which I have pulled up somewhere. Again, there is a formal rule for this. I just don't have it pulled up, so we're going to simplify it. I believe you have a +2 on that one.
Cool. So I rolled a 16, so then 18 in total.
I will say the sheet sent might be a bit off. It looks like the proficiency bonuses weren't added to your modifiers. I'm trying to double check that. Yeah, they weren't. So anything with your bubble filled in, the +2 proficiency bonus wasn't added. So that's my bad. We'll get that fixed for next round. But for dexterity, that is a +4 because your dexterity is +2, but your also proficient would be a +4. Cool. So what did you roll?
Rolled 16, so that'd be 20.
I'd say you hop past him, no problem. I'd say at a 16. He's probably aware of you, but he's also got a lot of guys in front of him and a dead buddy, so he's probably just going to let you run by.
He's not taking his eye off Boldar. He's like...
Yes.
I mean, what would you?
I will say with your speed, you should be able to get as close as you need to those archers that you might need. And if you wanted to roll an attack on one of those... what do you want to do? What does Bray want to do?
Yeah, I'll roll an attack.
And with what weapon? Which one?
Let's go.
Looks like the sheet that was sent there. Our weapons we added aren't.
Scimitar, pistol.
Oh, never mind. I just have to click on it. Sorry.
I guess if you made the effort to get close, it makes sense to use your.
Yeah, just a scimitar. As I'm already like,
but the pistol's
kind of in their
short range, isn't it? So
I'll go for a little slashy slash with a scimitar.
Little stabby stab.
Well,
Yeah.
roll to attack a d20, and we'll see if you hit.
Okay, so I rolled 13.
That does not hit. So you run up on
Blast.
him. Probably looked really badass. Hopped on over, walked over a dead goblin. You swung and you just glanced off of him. So he might be a bit peeved at you, but that's fine. These goblins maybe don't have the most health, but they do have some armor on. So let's get this pulled up. I believe you've used all. If you ran right up on him, you did use all of your motion there. So that would be the end of your turn. And then next we have Flynn Rider. Again, you have one scimitar goblin in front of you. Boldar's next to him, standing in some blood. And then you have your boy Bray standing with the 3 archers about 25 feet away.
So the scimitar one is how far away?
He is 15 feet away.
All right.
So he's much closer.
I'm gonna take one of my daggers and throw it at the scimitar goblin.
Ready?
All right. 10 plus 7 to hit. So 17.
That will hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right. 2 plus 5 equals 7. So
Alrighty, and with that, you do kill him.
nice.
Would you like to describe it, or I can do it for you if you don't want?
So Flynn here, he he's short, so he pops out so that you can finally see him. He takes the dagger in his hand, he throws it, and immediately just right into the goblin's eye. Goblin doesn't know what hit him. He got that kind of face on, falls backward.
He stays there for a
And
second.
And then with my extra action, I'm going to hide so that it looks like nothing happened.
Yes. Question in chat. We do have their sheets pulled up. Each weapon you handle the range of it differently. The farther away, if it hits a certain threshold, you do have disadvantage. That was well within range, though, so that was totally fine. He absolutely hit there and got destroyed. So up next would have been our scimitar goblins. They were feeling kind of ready for this fight until all that happened. So
we
they are
were
not
more
going
ready.
next. You maybe for their turn you just see some steam. And then next we have our archer's turn. We will go ahead and have them roll to attack. Freya, if you could have, let's see. I would say we're going to have both of our archers run an attack on Boldar. They don't really have close range. They have a spooky guy right up on him, but I would say they're at this point just frantically firing at what they have. Boldar charge first. So let's have 2d20s rolled to see if they hit
I started
Boldar
this.
here. Yeah. Okay, and then I have... Oh, I don't have Boldar's character.
Boldar
That's
dice.
the one I don't have. What's your AC? What's your armor
AC
class?
is 16.
Okay, and then Ty goes to the attacker. So you see one arrow. They lock an arrow in, let it go. They don't seem to be too strangely concerned with the pirate. Maybe they weren't too concerned when he wasn't able to follow through with that scimitar. He'll probably
They
prove
just
him
pushed
wrong
him to the
next time.
side.
You do see, yeah, you do see, however, those 2 goblins lock onto you, and they let some arrows go. You have 2 arrows coming at you. One of them does miss. It goes off to the side. Doesn't seem to it just folds into the brush. We do have one that did hit. Probably glances into you, and we do have 8 damage.
Damn. Okay.
What's your health? I wish I had your sheet pulled up. You're a barbarian, so it should be 12, I think.
Where would that be? Where's she?
Hit points. I need to
Should be
pull your
top
sheet.
right.
Oh yeah, 16. I got 16.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you get to add your con. And I'm pulling your character up.
Okay, and I was hit for a what?
8 damage.
8. Okay, damn.
That was a solid hit. That's scary.
That's half my health.
It's scary.
That's scary.
Maybe I shouldn't have charged right at the enemy right at the start of the game.
As a barbarian, it's like kind of your job.
It's
I'm
kind of
impressed
normal.
with you. Okay. That's only half your health. You're still
It's
kicking
only
it.
half
You're
your health.
Here I am, just still messing around with the horse.
He hasn't done anything yet.
Wait my turn.
Yeah, you were like, you're just like, oh,
I don't want to do
yikes,
this
guys,
right now.
yikes. Alrighty, yeah, that was a pretty gnarly hit. Okie dokie. And then next we have the third archer, which you see him reach into his pocket. He has a flame charge. He does light a fire arrow and locks it onto, points his, oh my god, what's it called? The bow part. He points his bow at the cart and
Oh,
lets
shit,
that one
no.
loose. If Freya, we could have a d20.
After all this time of Fenric trying to calm the horse down, they just kill the horse.
As a joke, it makes me so sad.
Now, maybe it was good that our boy Fenric was not ready to jump in, because what does happen here is this fire arrow goes sailing. It does not hit our horse, but it does clunk into the front side of our wooden cart here, and the fire does begin to spread.
Oh, shit.
And that is going to be the end of his turn, and
Okay,
it
it's
is
just a
now
rental.
Fenric's turn. I don't know that Lady Beck would be too happy if y'all broke her cart in the first day, but
Start as you mean to go on.
Oh, God.
Was the arrow setting the cart alight the moment when Fenric goes, "Oh yeah, wait, we're in a fight here"?
he's like, oh, I should help.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Lord. Wait, is it my turn? Wait.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
it is
God,
your
I'm
turn.
so sorry.
You're okay.
looking
Fire
at my own
arrow has
character
just clunked on into the wooden cart. Flames have begun to spread. Of course, each round is, I think, 6 seconds. So however much 6 seconds worth of fire could do is what we see here.
Okay, so I have a cantrip. I have a spell that I am so glad I picked to prepare for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cantrip, so I don't actually have to prepare anything. But I
Right.
have a control flame spell. Holy crap! And
Wow.
yeah,
That's lucky.
choose non-magical flame that you can see within range, and that fits within a 5-foot cube. Would you say the flame is within a 5-foot cube? That's pretty
Absolutely.
big.
I would definitely say it's within 60 feet of you as well.
It's like he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, he's reading our chat or something. Freya. We gotta get on him. That's awesome.
Okay. So I would like to affect it in the following way. I'm literally just reading this list. Instantaneously extinguish this flame within that 5-foot cube.
Yes.
I don't think I have to roll anything for that.
Nope, you instantly get to do that. I'm giggling at Freya a little bit too. It is hard to keep the stuff separate, but yeah, with that spell, you easily, I mean, however he wants to do it, if he's got any flair, if he wants to say anything, but yeah, absolutely, those flames go out. Not a problem.
Yeah. So
Do you think he just does it silently, or what's his style? How is he gonna do that?
I think that like without even he's much like Boldar. He's seen some shit. He's had some trauma in his life, and I think that extinguishing flames is nothing new to him. So I feel like he would be mildly surprised that the arrow hit the cart simply because it was shot by a goblin. But I think seeing the flame, he just kind of it's like right next to him anyway, right? So like I feel like he just without even saying anything just immediately puts it out.
Doesn't even look, just goes.
Yeah, just doesn't even look. Turns around, looks at Lady Beck, and is like, "Are you good?" And hopefully she is. I don't know. Can that be the
Perfect.
second action? He asks how she is.
He's like, that's not
Yes,
coming out of our
talking.
pay, right?
Sorry, I'm mildly distracted. Talking is a free action. I'm not ever gonna say that's too much talking, especially if we're streaming it. I'm just pulling this up. And what would you say to Beck? Sorry, I was mildly distracted.
Lady Beck, are you okay? You need to stay down.
I am now.
Oh my god. All right.
That was far too close.
All right. Well, we'll
Okay.
get him next.
We'll get him next time, boys.
And then I'm looking at this here for Lady Beck. I've never played as a cleric before. I think we need to try and have her heal our boy Boldar a little bit. As a spoiler, Lady Beck is a cleric.
Nice.
This.
So
I don't know that we prepared
where
any
did
spells
that
for her though.
where did that arrow hit me? Because if it did some decent damage, it must have hit me somewhere.
Must have been
I
like
would be comfortable saying that's up to you. Would
I
that maybe have
I
hit
want
you
to
in
say
the
like,
shoulder, you think?
yeah, maybe shoulder or like lower abdomen, just like to the
I would have
side.
thought abdomen, somewhere in the abdomen. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a good one to the gut. Freya's looking into this right now. She's co-DMing for us. So far, how are we feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm half dead, but apart from that, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Not okay. How about this? Not how our characters are doing. How are our players doing?
Pretty good.
Doing all right.
Boldar's not great.
I'm not totally confused yet, so
Me either. Shockingly.
it's going
I
well
don't know
so
that
far,
much.
I'd say.
I'm having a good time.
I like it.
Good.
I'm a little worried about my dice rolling so
No,
far.
no.
Luckily, you have some really excellent modifiers. I know. I think you rolled like a 5 and an 8. I think with advantage that one.
Yeah.
Modifiers do be helping.
Absolutely.
I did want to go over, if I can remember. I can't. Oh yes, no, I remember. For your turn, there are different options that you can do. Especially with 5th edition, there are certain options like you can flee, you can choose to an attack. There are multiple options you can do, and we can pull that up. Again, we're kind of doing a loose version of 5th edition. One thing you can do, I should have let you know sooner, is you can hold off your turn. Like, say, example, Boldar did go first. Maybe he wants to wait until a goblin attacks. Maybe he wants to see what's happening. Of course, he's a barbarian. He's more than happy to get in there. You can postpone your turn and then re-enter into the order whenever you might want. The thing is, though, once you do that, then that is permanently the order moving forward. So you can't just wait and then Boldar be like, no, I'm first. But
Right. But so if you pass over, but then you say that's permanently the order, can you not pass over again then? Once you pass it once, like you can't do it again, or how does that work?
You should, if you wanted to, you could. You can do that at any point. That's just one of the options you have for your turn. So you don't necessarily have like a limit per like
fight or anything.
What's the word I'm looking for? Encounter. Honestly, I've never postponed my turn. I'm like, it's my turn. It's time to figure something out. But I just want to let you know that you had that as an option. And we are going to. I could have guessed this. Of course, a cleric would have cure wounds. That's like iconic. That is by touch. Okay, so Lady Beck, being the intense lady that she is, sure, she has you there to protect her, but don't think she's gonna stay in the cart.
She can handle herself.
She climbs down, walks. She just steps over their little trench there with no problem, and does cast Cure Wounds. So she puts a hand on Boldar, and you start to feel your abdomen maybe feel a bit warm, and you starting to feel a bit better. Freya, if you wanted to roll, see how much she might heal with the Cure Wounds. That sounds good for you. It is instant by touch. 1d8 plus 2. Alrighty, so you can heal 6 points. So you're not quite where you were, but certainly not halfway dead anymore.
We're back at 14.
Yes, and then with the rest of her movement, she'll start heading her way back to the cart. She won't have the full speed enough to be able to do that, but she is
She's on her way.
going to turn away. She did her thing. She's gonna let y'all figure it out from here.
Strolls back like it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure she's seen. At least she's letting on that she's seen something like this before. And that brings us back to the top. Boldar, you've been healed. She's gone back to the cart, is on her way. You do see we have our 3 archers off. They're about, that'd be 10 feet in front of you. You have your 2 corpses that you're hanging out with, unless you wanted to run and make another charge there. What does Boldar want to do?
What does Boldar want to do? Boldar strides towards the 3 archers, and Boldar wants to. Can you attack with your bare hands?
I'm sorry?
Can you attack with your bare hands?
Yeah.
Like
you
a
can.
melee attack?
Yeah,
you can do
just
that.
barehanded.
Unarmed strike.
Right.
Yes.
I want to try and just grab one of the goblins and put my hands either side of its head and just try to squeeze.
Bloody hell.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, mountain over
Oh
here.
my god.
Got fucking bloodlust now.
Jesus Christ.
Freaking Benedict Cumberbatch and
Yeah.
Star Trek. Oh my god.
Okay.
But if
again,
it fails
probably...
miserably, it'll just be me holding his head.
Yeah.
Like a baby.
There's probably a specific rule in 5th edition. I'm not looking that up. What I'm gonna have you do is I'm still gonna have you roll to attack. Maybe he's a dodgy little thing. Let's see if you can
Well,
get your hands on him.
I can give you the roll for that. It's gonna be +6 to hit for unarmed strike,
Right.
and then it's gonna be 1 plus your strength modifier for damage.
What I think I want to do instead, though, since this isn't a strike, I think I just want to be a bit goofy here and just have him do a strength contest. Him versus the skull.
The
of
skull.
goblin. It's up to you, though, George. Would you rather just have it be an unarmed strike, or do we really just want to use strength?
I like
here?
the idea that, yeah, it's technically not a hit. It's more of a I don't know, something else.
It's breaking the rules, but I'm
Right.
liking the style. I'm liking it. So go ahead and roll to attack. Let's see if you
Okay.
can grab this thing's head here.
It's a 10.
That does not hit.
No, I just miss his head. Oh.
Maybe you grab his ear a little bit, unfortunately.
Tug on his ear a little bit.
His
Probably
head just
makes
sort
a
of
little,
slips through his hand
noise.
like a bullet.
It's the one that shot me, so I just like grab his ear a little bit, like. How dare you?
You.
I really wanted that to work. I'll
too.
give you a point of inspiration. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
I wanted that to
appreciate
work
that.
pretty
Me
bad.
too.
Unfortunately, you got
That's
an
not how
ear
D&D
instead of a
works.
skull. I know, the dice have to decide. As much as I love y'all's ideas, the dice are really what's deciding here. And that is Boldar's turn. And then maybe, but that's fine because I do think Bray has something to prove here. He's just got a round
right
of
there.
buddies.
He's right there.
He kind of just missed. Maybe he's feeling better now that he saw Boldar grab an ear and not much else.
He laughed at that
what
and then they got over it.
Yeah, maybe he's feeling a bit better.
He's like,
about
okay, this
his
guy isn't quite so
strike.
intimidating and impressive anymore.
What does he want to
I
do?
mean, Bray obviously like missed like his first attack, so he feels like a bit of a muppet right now, to be honest.
He's hoping
he's
no one's
kind of
judging him.
He's kind of frustrated a little bit, so he just kind of like, sort of, I guess, kind of nonchalantly, just sort of takes like a pistol shot at one of the archers, just sort of like a sort of thing. So,
Like now he's sick of it. Now that he's missed, he's like, now you pissed me off.
yeah.
You
Basically.
are within.
It's just sort of the audacity of like, how dare you
You are
move out of
within
the way?
20 feet, so go ahead and roll an attack. You don't have disadvantage since that's within your range. So let's see what attack you get there.
Rolled 16.
Alrighty, and that hits. And if you want to roll your damage, that's 1d10 piercing, I believe.
Four.
4 damage. Let me see here.
That's right.
And
At
just
least
of
it's
the
damage.
3 archers, was it left, middle, right? Middle one is the one that does have the fire charges. Which one did you charge at here? Or shoot at here?
The question is it the one you missed with your sword?
Yeah,
Is it the one that shot me?
It's the one that I missed. Yeah,
that one's pissed you off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we distinguished that was one of the middle ones, so we'll have you just go out. You're going back at the. I just love the image of you swinging a sword.
Missing.
You're on him.
He like
You
he's like
you
right
take
next
a
to him.
gun.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah,
fuck
he's like
you're
right
getting
next to
hurt.
him. He's right next to him. He like swings, and he's just like he misses, and he's like,
It's
"Hang
like,
on a
all
minute,
right,
what-
well, dodge this.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you're clever, do you?
Alright.
Well, yeah.
All right,
You're
so
some
this
kind
will
of smart
be
guy, huh?
from the cart's perspective, the rightmost one. And that was, I'm sorry, 4 damage?
Yeah, 4 damage.
Okay. He does take that hit. He's not dead. He's looking pretty bad. He's kind of like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I've got a gun mood now, thank you. So that was excellent. And then we have Flynn Rider next. Again, you have our 3 archers remaining. One of them's looking worse for wear. We do still have our flame charge goblin in the middle. He has not taken any damage yet.
Is Flynn Rider back in the car again? Did you dive back in the car?
No, I
He
was
just keeps diving in and out every time he attacks.
Yeah. Well, the reason for that is because if I hide and then they lose focus of me, I think that counts as advantage.
Oh.
So I can use sneak attack, and then I can use sneak attack, which gives me a 1 extra 1d6 damage with one of my finesse or ranged weapons.
I would say so, because you didn't really walk out from the cart to begin with. You just tossed the dagger, right? You didn't really even approach them that much.
You just leaned out.
I would say, yeah, you just very craftily. If you want to make probably make a stealth check on that one just to see if you were able to lose sight. I would say. Again, I'm sure there's rules we're breaking here, but.
All right, 7 + 9, 16.
+9.
Yep, I got +9 on my stealth.
All right, so it's basically whether or not you roll a 1. Yeah, I would say you very easily. You just like beautifully like brush just closes around you, like no issue.
It sounds like as far as everyone else is concerned, we didn't realize we had another party member. He's just like,
yeah.
How did that guy die?
As perceptive as Beck is, she's like, huh? I thought I hired more fools.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to hit, and I got a 13.
What weapon are you using?
Short bow.
Okay. Could you hear my phone go off? Do I need to silence that?
I had a little bit of crack.
I didn't hear anything.
There was a little bit of like static sort
Yeah,
of stuff, but
nothing.
it wasn't like too bad or anything.
Okay, then I won't worry about it. Yes. So what did you roll again? I'm so sorry.
6 + 7, 13.
Okay, so that does not hit.
Alrighty.
So that you said it was your short bow.
Yeah.
All right. So you knock an arrow. It glances off. Probably lands near his foot. If he wasn't offended before, he is now. After
Which
the
one is
bloodshed
that?
that we have seen so far? Yes. Did you fire at the flame charge one? I think I made that assumption.
No, I kind of tried to finish off the one that had the gunshot.
Right.
Okay. Right in front of Bray. So maybe Bray got offended too. I wouldn't say I hit him with that. You know, it's not too bad of a roll there. But
The goblin's just pissed because he's like, why is everyone shooting me now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my extra action to hide again.
Under the cart this time.
Not much I can do about that. Let's go ahead and do your stealth roll now. I feel like we should have done that last time when you hid. I'll make you do that every time. Not that it matters again with the modifier you have.
Yeah, I got a 12 + 9, 21.
All right, yeah, you're gone. You're gone. I don't even. The brush does nothing. It's just you're gone.
You disappeared from this plane of existence entirely. You just no one knows.
I love how Flynn's just like picking him off, and then he would just sort of duck back down.
Yeah. I'd imagine maybe he's like just got like a little bush that he's holding maybe, and he's like, like picks it back up again.
Just like a leaf.
I just imagine the rest of us, like we see the arrow land, just miss, and we're like, and he's just not there.
Is there another archer?
Yeah.
There is technically a trait where if there's naturally stealthy, you can attempt to hide even when you're obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you. So I could technically cling to Boldar's back, and they wouldn't
I
know I
feel,
was
I
there.
feel like you could cling to anyone's back really in this fight,
That's awesome.
and you'd still be hidden.
Alrighty, and with that, it is our archers' turns. I would say at this point they're both. We have one that's gonna lock on to Bray. They were more concerned with Boldar to begin with for sure, but now I got shot. So the one that you shot, you took your gun out, shot him. He's like, well, whatever. He's gonna take his bow out and just shoot you point blank.
It's
Um,
pointless.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah. And then the other one is going to still lock onto Boldar. I think he's still got a grudge. Maybe the one you killed first was his girlfriend. We don't know.
Oh,
If we could see those two attack rolls. Miss Freya, 2d20s here. They don't have any modifiers to that. Okay. And
Didn't matter,
Bray
like, in
is
their
a
faces.
15 hit.
Jeez.
A 15 does hit.
Who's shooting him? Just one of the normal ones.
Just one of the two normal archers.
Flanking
are
the
going
scary
now.
flame dude.
Yes. And
Well,
then
I say
have
scary,
Boldar's.
he is a goblin.
Boldar does a 20 hit.
Yes, a 20 hits.
It does. Okay. All right. So they locked their arrows, of course, point range. Bray got hit. I mean, he just got shot. So if anything, it was just, it would have
Payback.
been ridiculous if he didn't.
It's
But
payback.
and then our second archer again did loose one at Boldar. So we're just waiting on damage here. Both those arrows did hit. Okay. So the 15 that hit Bray is a 7 damage.
Oh,
You have 8 hit
Dog's
points,
bark.
so you are
I am in a very bad
Oh,
state.
no.
How many have you got
you
left?
are hurting.
One.
One.
no.
Jesus. Have you ever thought about running back to the car? You.
Wait, I have more health than a
I
pirate.
don't know if I can run at this point.
Like,
The
live back to the car.
pirate is it's like a homemade class, so yeah.
Freya's like, sorry, Matt.
The whole pirate yeah, the whole pirate thing is they are a bit more flimsy, and that is kind of how we made your character as well.
He's a
and
weak
then-
one.
And Boldar does take 6 points, so I
Okay.
believe you have 8.
Back
hit
on
points
8.
left.
Maybe back to 8.
Okay, so you're back to 8.
I just imagine what was our lady friend's name?
Lady Beck.
Right, I imagine Lady Beck is like, just like she's nearly back at the car now. She turns around, seems to get shot again. She's like, fuck's sake.
I will say, based on her speed, she walked up to Boldar and only got 5 feet away.
Before
I
he
did
got
look
shot
up her
again.
speed. So
She's
she
like-
literally was like.
She's basically
probably
just
about
turned
a-
around. and
She looks back at him like,
yeah.
come on, dude. And then just turns back again. She's
She
like, I'm not
probably,
going to heal you.
turned around, heard a couple noises, and was like, oh. Like, all right. How y'all doing? Anyways, that was our archers here, hitting pretty hard. We do have our flame charge archers next. You do see him light his next arrow.
God
I
dang
would
it.
say he's pretty pissed. I mean, he made that fire himself.
Oh no.
And some guy just put it out, and that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna say he will lock an arrow and point it at Fenric,
Oh,
who is, I believe you're still on the cart. You haven't moved
Not really.
your
No.
last turn. So yeah, so he's gonna point and aim at the cart here. If we could have a D20 for his attack, Miss Freya. Oh,
Really,
she
it's
already did it.
It's kind of smart.
I'm literally reading
didn't
it while
move.
I'm asking her to.
Because like both of you are still at the car, which is probably smart. Like all just leave the car.
Okay, and that is a 16,
Oh,
which I do
shit.
believe hits. Does that hit?
My
Damn.
AC is 14.
I mean, I have it here. I need you to. I'm gonna make y'all say it every time.
Right.
I'm good. With
I
that.
know what's happening. I know it hits, but does it hit? It does.
It
So that would
hits.
be 4 damage.
Plus, I'm on
um,
fire now, I guess.
Well, no, I'll roll for that. I'll roll for that. Yes, you do see the corner of your sleeve start to take there.
Oh, shit.
She.
So that kind of sucks. But luckily, it is your turn next.
Oh, thank God. Wait, you said that was 4 damage?
That's 4 damage, yeah.
Okay,
So you have 6 left.
Yep.
Let me note this down. No.
Okay, so I'm going to use control flames again to extinguish my arm, my sleeve. And how far away is this guy that just tried to flame me?
He is still, if you're on the cart, he is still 25 feet away. I will say, because your turn was next, less than 6 seconds went by. I'm sure you'd be able to pat the flame out. I
Okay.
don't know that you necessarily. I know it's a cantrip, but that would be wasting an action for
Yeah, that is
you.
an action. Yeah.
So, if you maybe want to, let's see, what do we got? Just roll a dexterity check first. It'll be a simple one. We'll see if you can put the fire out, see if we can't save you an action here and get you attacking. Again,
Alright.
we're breaking all the rules. I'm going to say it 100 times. I am the rules.
I am
so.
the rules.
Can
I am the
Can I
Senate.
roll persuasion and convince the fire to just leave?
Yes, but I would require a higher roll. I don't know that fire doobie
It was
got
worth a
here.
try. It was worth a try.
Intimidation, just look at the flame.
Okay, dexterity check.
Or survival, whichever you want. You could do either one. I'd say survival or dex.
Oh
Which I think
shit!
you'd
I'm
have
going
proficiency.
survival. I got a +5
Yeah.
on survival. I rolled
see
a
what you got.
13, so 18 for survival.
I would say even just beautifully. Like I would even say with that, because it's just such a tiny little flame, less than a couple seconds old. You just very cutely just swat it and it's gone.
Shakes. He just goes. Shakes it off.
It ain't nothing. He's like, I don't care. I've seen fire before. You did this last round, dude.
Bitch, I've seen
This-
fire. Get out of here.
goblin
I've
is
seen
so mad
fire.
now. This
You
goblin
think this
so
is
mad.
fire?
I'll show you fire. Okay, so I
Sets
pat
them
out
all
the
on fire.
delicately making sure not to, burn my fingers. And now I'm pissed. And
Understandably
It
so.
only took until now to get you pissed.
at first I was annoyed, and now
Now
once
he's
my-
livid.
Now he's trying to kill
I
someone.
have faster walking speed, don't I?
Yeah, you're pretty fast. 35 feet.
Sweet. I'm gonna walk right up to this jag and then
Give him a
I'm gonna
talking to.
stab him.
No.
What weapon are you using?
I'm using a scimitar,
Awesome.
so I believe that's a
Alrighty.
1d6, and I gotta roll.
You do need to roll to attack if you want to roll that d20.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you got it. So this is on the fire one.
Yeah. Is this the guy that you said was gnarly looking?
No, he's not hurt and he has not been damaged yet.
Okay.
But that's fine. We can start somewhere.
Yeah. I rolled a 12. What's the modifier for this?
I was gonna say I may have goofed because I know certain weapons you can add your attack roll. You can add to your attack roll like a strength modifier. So I forget with the scimitar if you're able. Maybe it's dex. So that's something that I have goofed up. I believe you do have, depending on the weapon, a different modifier you can apply to an attack roll. I'm gonna look that up. You said it was a scimitar.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna see here.
Shank him. Just shank him. Do it for the boys.
Just do it for the boys.
Okay, so just a retcon. I'm sorry if this has changed anything, because I know this may have affected Bray's first hit, so I apologize for that. You do get to, it is a finesse weapon, so you can either choose your strength or your dex modifier to add to the attack roll, and also to your damage roll, and you use the same modifier for both. So if you want to choose your strength or your dexterity, you can add that modifier to your d20 and then also to your damage. So again, I'm sorry I messed that up. That probably would have changed things sooner.
No, you're fine.
Does that change anything for me or not?
I don't know that I'm going to be able to analyze what has
Right.
happened. I believe you have an axe. You would be able to add your strength modifier. You said it's a great axe. I'll just pull it up to make sure.
I mean, it wouldn't have changed anything for me because I killed the dude in one anyway. But I just wanted to know for future.
That is less fun for our guy Bray, though. I bet he would have had a better chance.
It would have been less embarrassing. He's just not ready.
So
he just
I'm sorry
wasn't ready.
about that. Yeah.
He had a late night the night before. He was drinking.
Okay, so my strength, they're both the same.
Okay.
+1, so I rolled a 12, so 13 for
13
that.
does not hit.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Sorry. We
Okay,
tried.
so-
We tried.
So I walked up to this dude and tried. I did like a lateral slice and just completely like full foot above the top of his ears. Completely missed.
But you did it
That's
with
how that
such
went.
determination that it almost looked really badass, but
I
you just.
spun around. Of course.
I will say I looked it up. The Great Axe does not have the property I thought it did. So we did that part correctly. You don't add your strength modifier. I think I was thinking of something else. Because it is two-handed. So that we did fine. I know because you guys both use scimitars that we did mess up Bray's though. But yes, that one did miss. Lady Beck. Y'all are disappointing her. I mean,
It started well. It started well.
Really earning that payment, huh?
I would say that she, being the bold lady she is, so she's inclined to go back to the cart. If Bray was not at 1 HP, she would. She can see that you're worse for wear. So she is going to use her speed. She'll get to you just fine and cast Lay on Hands as well. You feel her hand touch in the small of your back. She's probably kind of positioned herself behind you. There are goblins exactly right there.
We're always
So she
disappointing the
was probably-
ladies. This is team disappointing the
Yes, I
ladies.
saw that. Freya, if you could help with our Lay on Hands here. She's probably a bit nervous. I don't know that she wants to be exactly on top of these goblins, but again, 1 health. I mean,
She's like, I didn't
kinda
realize I
money
was
for
going to be
money.
protecting you guys from the goblins.
yeah, you might get an earful back on the cart.
You guys all Thanos? Fine, I'll do it myself.
It started well. When she saw me kill that first one, she was probably like, hey, get my money's worth. And then now she's like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah,
Take
Like
she's
too
a
soon.
little less now.
Yeah, y'all better be careful. If you die, she don't have to pay you. So,
I don't
she
think
does
we
heal
would
you for
mind though,
8.
because we'd be dead.
So Bray Fireforge gets back up to 8 health.
Nice.
Yeah, so full health there.
Cool.
Thank you, Lady Beck. And then she
Kind of sighs as she walks away.
she's able to come 10 feet back, so she's probably right at where the trench is, near where those the deceased. She's with the deceased. She didn't make it quite as close to the cart this time, but she's on her way back. And that brings us back up to Boldar. Just to set the scene, we have still 3 archers. They have not moved. They're still bunched together somewhat across the road.
And Boldar,
2 of
Bray,
them-
and Fenric are like in their faces at this point, right? Like,
Right there.
we're like right on top of them, but we can't hit them.
We've got a crowd, and unless I'm mistaken, based on my notes, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's right, because Fenric didn't hit. We have our flame charge archer, and then our leftmost archer are unharmed at this time.
Right.
But we do have the rightmost one has been shot.
Mhm.
So he's looking a bit less apt for this fight here. What does Boldar want to do?
The question really is, do I pick off the weak ones, or do I wear down someone who's not been hurt yet? It's kind of the question. But also, I feel like there's some personal vendettas going on, because Bray's pissed with this one that he missed and then shot and then got shot by, and then Fenric's really
There's that
pissed.
bloke where you like tugged his ear or whatever.
Yeah, and he's the one that shot me. And then Fenric with this one with the fire arrow. So I'm gonna just try and slash with the great axe the one that shot me and the one that I tried to squish his head, but it didn't work.
That is the leftmost one. So
Yep.
you did grab his ear. Maybe you're flirting with him a little bit with his ear.
It's like, oh,
but
you.
that'd be awfully confusing because here we go with an axe.
Okay.
If you want to
This is how Half-Orcs
roll
flirt.
to attack.
Okay. It is a 14.
Okay. Are you you're barbarian. You are proficient in martial melee weapons. Sorry, I'm making sure I do Good on you. Okay, you do get to add 2 to that. So you don't
Okay.
get to add your strength modifier. As long as you're using a martial melee weapon,
Mhm.
which includes your great axe, you do get to add your +2 to any attack roll. So what does that end up being? I already forgot.
So that would be a 16.
And that does hit.
Okay.
If you want to roll damage on that, 1d12.
1d12. It's my d12. What have I done with it? This. It's a 1.
Oh no! Do you want to
Well.
describe it? What a 1 damage would do, or I can do that if you want.
Boldar winds up and goes to just do a slash across the chest of this goblin, but instead just like nicks his like collarbone. and the goblin's like, ow.
You are flirting with him.
It like
You're just playing. You're playing.
it like
You're
stings.
playing with your food.
It like stings a bit. He's like, ow, dude. Like,
it was enough to get through his armor. Not much further.
It's just a little cut.
Yeah.
It's not even bleeding. It's like a graze.
And that is
A paper
Boldar's
cut.
turn. Hey, any damage counts.
Right, exactly.
Just to
He's got
waste
one
time,
less hit point than he has.
Yes. Oh, in one game I was playing, I'm a paladin. I don't have any range stuff. I think I lost all my javelins or something. And there's like this acid monster we were fighting. And I was so upset. There's nothing I can do. I went to look around. There's no rocks I could throw. There's just a skeleton. So I threw a skeleton and it did 1 damage. And I was like, ugh, it's okay. Every bit of damage counts, especially when you have this few hit points. I'll just say that.
If he shoots me again, I
All
might
right.
die.
All right, and then we have Bray up next. Again, we have our 2 regular archers on the left and right. Left one's down 1 HP. That hurt. It hurt. He's fine. And then you have the one in front of you. He's looking pretty bad. And then you have the flame charge one in the middle, which has not been damaged. What does Bray want to do?
I'm gonna go after the one that's like down and pretty hurt, just because I'm annoyed at this point.
Yeah, well, you guys have just been flirting by now. It's just time to end it.
Yeah,
He is
yeah.
the weakest.
This has gone on for far too long at this point.
He's the weakest one left. It makes sense. Take him out. Finish him.
All right, what do you want to use? Scimitar? You got your
I'm
pistol?
gonna use a scimitar, I think, and just like leap at him in anger, I think.
Yes, and then again, you can choose either your strength or dexterity modifier to add to your d20 to hit here.
Okay. So that's 15 on the dice.
Does that
And
include
then-
your modifier?
No, what was it? I can use
Okay.
dexterity or
Strength. So probably strength. Or no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry.
dexterity, I would say.
Yeah, plus
On the
2
thing,
on
it's
that.
plus. Yeah. Well, on the thing, it's 2, but we didn't add like the proficiency bonus to the ones checked in, right?
It should just be. This isn't a save. If I'm correct, this is an attack roll, not a saving throw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that
Okay,
wouldn't
so that'd be
necessarily
17 then.
include your proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's 17 then.
That will hit, and if you wanted to roll your damage, that's 1d6. And then what I did also miss before is you can add your +2 to what you roll. So it's d6 plus 2 is your damage on that guy.
Oh shit. Okay, so roll a 6, but then add the 2, so it's 8.
All right, and that will kill him. If you want to explain how you do it, or I can.
So yeah, Bray's pretty pissed at this point. So he's just gonna sort of like pull out a scimitar and just sort of like kind of do like a running like leap towards the goblin and just sort of like jab the scimitar like into the goblin's chest.
Ooh.
And he sort of like lands right on top of him. And then like slowly just sort of yanks the scimitar out, puts it back in like its thing, and then just sort of kicks like the goblin's head.
Oh my god. Y'all are gnarly. I love it. Does
Yeah.
he say anything too, or is he just kicking him?
He just mumbles.
sort of-
He's like, fuck.
Yeah, he just
Under his breath.
he just sort of kicks him in the head and just goes, "Dickhead." And then, yeah.
Wonderful. All right, and then next we have Flynn We have 2 archers remaining, 1 flame charge, 1 that is just got regular arrows. He got scratched though.
Yeah, I
I
think
got
I'm
a
gonna go for the
scratch.
flame charged one.
Yeah.
All right, with my short bow, I emerge and I. Ooh, I get a 20 plus 7.
Damn.
I got a crit.
Crit.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah, plus
You want double dice or double damage?
double damage.
One hit kill.
Alrighty, go ahead
Alright.
and roll your damage twice here.
I got 1 plus 3, which is 9. Or 1 plus 3 plus 5.
Okay. Yeah, I will say he is thoroughly dead. Do you want to explain
Yes.
that?
Oh,
Do you want to get gruesome here?
Oh,
That
I'm
seems
going
to be
to.
where y'all are going.
Right,
I'm
so
gonna enjoy
We're
this
very
one.
visceral.
this is what's gonna happen. I just want you all to know that my extra action will be to hide again. So
Mhm.
this is what's exactly gonna happen. In the split second that I emerge, I do a flip. So I kind of, I kind of flip, and I take aim, I shoot it. It goes right past Fenric's ear, right into the middle of the flame charged goblin's forehead, and I land. I roll back under the cart. You don't see me.
The proper
That-
sneaky boy. I like it.
Is beautiful.
Again, the three of us stood in front of what is now just one left alive one. All just go,
Yeah.
and there's just no one there.
So like sharing glances between each other.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
look at each other.
Okay, and I will say you're hiding again. Let's see a stealth check. Let's see if you roll a 1.
I rolled a 17 plus 9,
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
26.
Somehow, you just are a bush now.
There
It's odd.
is a new bush in the road.
You don't
just
even
there.
have to roll under the cart. You're just. That's you now.
I'm like Drax.
Yeah.
Perfectly still. No one knows I'm.
I love it. That's beautiful. That's beautifully done. Okie dokie. And next we do have our poor little archer boy. He is all alone. Let's see what he's going to do here. Freya, what do you want him to do? Let's see your chat. What do you think this one damage, surrounded by baddies, who do you think he's going to attack?
Probably the guy that could do shit. Me.
Yeah, yeah. The guy that he might attack someone that can actually hurt him, but I'm not sure who that is out of us.
Well, maybe he's really smart. Maybe he goes after Lady Beck. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't want that. We'll see what Freya says.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
if he shoots me, I might die. Is he shooting me?
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh
He
God!
has chosen Boldar.
Why?
I could typically roll a dice to determine, but I like to. Let's get Freya involved here.
Yeah.
You must have said something to her.
Right?
Huh?
Have I upset Fred?
Freya,
The memes
Freya
just
says she didn't know you were hurt. He's at 8 health, so he's at half health.
And they have
Do
hit
you
me
wanna
for
change
8
your
before.
answer? We could roll for this too. I just want to make sure I'm keeping you involved. We could roll to pick someone random. If you want to change your answer, though, let me know what you think. No, I'll bully George. It's okay, she says.
Well,
all right.
I'll get my second character ready, I guess, guys.
Okay, locks an arrow. Bouldar's not that far away. Let's roll a d20 and see if it hits.
Right between the eyes.
All right, I've got a scene for you.
Oh, God.
You see him. He is pissed. He's got little goblin tears in his eyes, but he is intense. He is angry. So much emotion.
He's like,
in
all
him.
my friends are dead.
He exactly. You might hear him say, I don't know if any of you know Goblin, if it's on your sheet. He says, all my friends are dead. And he grabs his arrow, locks it, points right at Boldar, who is not very far away.
No.
Lets it go. Something happened. The arrow just falls to the ground. His string broke.
Was it a 1? Did she roll a 1?
He's holding his little twigs and string and is looking at his dead friends, for he has rolled a crit fail. And he no longer has a bow. Boldar, do you say something maybe?
No.
That was pretty pitiful.
Boldar just
He
looks
says
looks
nothing.
down at him like disgusted. Just
Whoa.
just like that.
Alrighty.
Bray just yells, "Dickhead!"
Yeah. Bray's trying to like stifle a laugh because he's just seen what happened. He's
Bray
like,
just
"Oh."
Bray just goes unlucky.
I do think that was owed. For some reason, our goblins do be rolling well. So
Yeah.
for some reason, Freya rolls terribly unless she's a
Right.
goblin.
Right.
So far.
We needed a bad Freya roll. We needed.
With that, the corpse of the flame charged goblin steams. That's all he can do. He's dead. Fenric is up next. We have one scratched goblin
Unarmed.
with no weapon. I might even say, if you had to take a guess, maybe even took 1 point psychological damage. Like, that's not canon, but like it kind of looks like it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried when you said the fire charge one started steaming. I was like, oh god, he's booby trapped. He's gonna blow up.
No. That's just his turn.
Okay, so how close am I to this tiny goblin who's probably wetting himself now?
I'm sorry, did you ask me a question? I was reading chat.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. How close am I to this thing?
I'd say not much movement has happened. You are still at the cart.
No, I was at the fire charge one.
That's right. You rushed him. Yeah. No, you're within 5 feet of this guy. They were pretty closely knit. We've got a tight group here. I got distracted because I heard laughing at hair, and I like frantically was like, oh my god, my hair. But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so I want to try to use this other cantrip I have because I can have two, and this is the second one, and it deals damage, and it's called Thunderclap.
That's hot. Let's look
And
that up.
So
This poor innocent well, not innocent, but
I'm gonna
defenseless.
try to just smite the ever-loving shit out of this kid.
what kind of clap?
Like so, like
Do you want to read
a
the
lesson is
description,
learned.
or I can?
Wait, what?
Do you want to read the description? It's a fun description. I can read it, but I figured it's fun if you wanted to.
I create a burst of thunder sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range, other than me, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage.
I'd like to
aren't
ask,
me and
is this
Bray-
with your hands or your ass cheeks?
Aren't me and Bray in range?
I will say this is a pretty badass spell. The range is 5 feet. I would say that would catch Boldar and Bray for sure.
Shit.
Like I said, we're all kind of tightly knit. Those goblins were kind of right on top of each other.
In before
So-
somehow I survive the encounter, but then Fenric kills me.
It is a con save. Maybe you want to yell at your. It's a free action. If
I
you want
do
to yell
have-
at them, see if they're feeling particularly.
I do have good
Connie,
constitution.
constitution-y.
You
I
feel
do.
unlucky?
Yeah.
You guys feeling lucky or strong?
I feel strong today. Do it.
You got some Constitution.
I got some constitution.
All right, I'm gonna cast this bitch.
Oh, he's doing it.
You got to roll a 13 Constitution check.
Okay.
So roll a d20, add your constitution modifier, and that would apply to both Boldar and Bray.
Okay, so wait, so what do we need to have rolled to survive?
Roll a d20
Well, not
plus
good.
your constitution.
Okay, so that's
Oh, thank God.
a 13 plus 4 for me,
Thank
so
God.
a 17.
Sweet. All right, you
17.
guys are safe.
20 in total. Thank God.
20, dirty 20 wins. All right, let's see. Yes, sorry, Freya, I had not gone to you. If you could roll a... Oh, no.
Oh no.
I swear to God.
Did you actually roll that? They don't have a modifier. I believe you. I'm just double checking. Okay,
Doesn't sound good.
here's what happens. Either the ass cheeks or whatever, however he wants to cast it.
They ain't clapping like they used to.
You do hear this thunderous sound. I mean, right on you. It was cast right on you. 5-foot range. Massive thunderous sound. Blasted. And then everybody just kind of looks at each other, and everybody's okay.
God
Um,
damn it.
I'm sorry.
Do I have one more action?
It looks cool. You can move if you want to move, but that cantrip is your turn. I'm sorry.
like to-
That
I'd
would have
just
been
like to-
really cool.
Oh,
I'd just like to
my
point out.
goodness.
It's
Bray's,
like the head
sort of
crushing
like
At
thing.
least-
thing at this point.
at
It's like
least
out of
the
hiding just to
people
say,
are
what are you
okay.
doing?
It's like the head crushing thing all over again. It's like we thought this would be cool, but now we're
Yeah.
just embarrassing ourselves.
It is cool. It is cool.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Walk back to the car.
I'm gonna go back to the horse. I'm gonna tend to the horse.
He's gonna
He's just gonna go and have a sit
Tend
down.
to
he's gonna go back to the horse, unhook it from the carriage, ride the horse away, and we'll never see him.
Screw the money. I don't need it. Just run. I'm gonna walk away. No, legitimately, I'm walking back to the cart because I know
With sort
that
of
at least one of
shoulders
these next 3
slumped,
people are
like-
gonna kill that guy.
One of these 3 people, and it's probably not going to be the 2 standing next to him. It's probably going to be Flynn from the cart with a knife or something, or an arrow.
Rogues are so broken, and that ends my turn.
Let's see. So Lady Beck did use both of her available spell slots. I was gonna have her just walk with you and heal you, but it don't look like that's gonna happen. I'm trying to see if there's. I think she'll just walk with you. I think she's gonna sit on the cart. Maybe she sighs. I don't think if that sounds good to you. I know she's got some attacks. I don't necessarily know that she would attack, knowing she's got all those guys over there with one squatched widow goblin. So yeah, sounds good. All right, so yeah, she'll walk with Fenric. Not much pity though. No, she don't say anything.
More disappointment than anything.
She's disappointed. I mean, that's been kind of the wave she's riding on. It's not impossible to impress her. She's just an intense lady. This is not it. She probably saw Boldar though taking that first swing. I'm sure she liked that. That's her
Tristan,
turn.
you got a
She's back
quote.
at the cart.
You're in the quote list. Oh.
And then we have Boldar, speaking of, is next. You have this, again, wee whittle squatch goblin in front of you. He broke his stick and he's just kind of looking at you.
Right, and we could be merciful here, but he also did shoot me, so... Can I try the head crushing thing again, just one more time?
Now that he's lost everything.
I want it to work.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so...
believe we did a dex contest, was that right? We just have you roll to attack, just a blanket d20, see if you can grab this guy.
Okay.
Again, I know there's rules for this.
It is a 2.
You don't even get his ear this time. You get like an ear hair, and like that sucks. Like that sucks. Actually, here, roll your strength save.
What do I roll for a strength save?
Roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
Okay.
Or it should be a saving throw. You might have proficiency in that. Or not a saving throw, sorry. Just your modifier.
It is 7 plus 4, so 11.
Add 1 goblin ear hair to your inventory.
That's mine now. I'll remember that.
That's yours.
I'll remember
Don't
this.
forget it. Good.
Nice little keepsake for you.
Right.
Y'all are just playing with this poor goblin. Like, he's gonna break
It's like,
down
you know,
emotionally.
it's like little kids like pulling the legs off a spider at this point. It's like-
Ew. Oh man. Alrighty. That's your turn. And then we have Bray, who is also in that vicinity. You did just hear a massive boom. Saw your buddy grab a hair.
I've already got
and
some
we
loot,
still have a
boys.
sad goblin holding a broken stick. What does Bray want to do? Are we gonna
I
see
mean,
a
he's
pistol?
still kind of
maybe?
like clearing his ears out a little bit from that.
Yeah, I'm
loud
sure
boom.
everyone was confused.
Yeah, he's just gonna try and pistol the dude. I think.
He's like, let's get this
Pistol the
fucking
dude.
over with.
Yeah.
Like,
Consider yourself pistoled.
Eels.
he's just like, let's get this over with. Fuck's sake.
Please, God,
he
just
is-
let him hit.
Pretty point blank. So let's see that d20, and then let me check. No, it doesn't have anything that you would add to that. Double check, but
Okay, so rolled an 18.
that'll hit
Nice.
regardless.
Nice.
I didn't type in D&D, so I just pulled up a bunch of pictures of pistols. Whoops.
And then have I got to roll the 1d10 as well, yeah? For the pistol.
Okay, what was your question? Sorry, I was making
Have
sure.
I got to roll the 1d10 as well for the pistol?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
1d10 piercing. That does hit.
Oy, 4.
4. He gets shot, much like his now deceased buddy. He is still standing. Maybe you see a little shake in the knees. You don't know if it's the pain,
So,
the damage, the emotional pain. He's quivering, but he is not dead.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
He's
I'm
so
thinking
upset.
what
Damn
I'm
it.
thinking what Bray does is like he's obviously seen what Boldar's like just failed at doing. So he just sort of like looks at him, he's just like, and then just like pulls out his pistol and just like kneecaps the goblin.
Oh my god. That was
So
wonderful.
yeah, it doesn't like kill him, but just like
Knocks him
I
to
don't
the
know,
ground.
shoots him in the knee or like the foot or something. don't know.
Yeah. His leg's gone. Maybe there
Yeah.
was no knee shaking. I don't know.
Now
I
he's on
should
his
know,
knees.
But...
What used to be his knee is shaking.
Oh my god. Okay. Flynn Rider. Quivering little sad goblin. What are you
Alright.
gonna... Maybe you come out from the shadows this time? I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna emerge. I'm gonna start walking over there. Okay. I get about 10 feet away. Okay. And I pull out my dagger. Okay. I hold it. I wait it.
All the okays. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
I roll 14 to hit.
Okay. Let me... Do you... I can pull up the dagger. Do you know if you could add anything to that?
I don't know.
I'll look it up then. Because I feel bad for having missed that before, so I want to make sure. It's just the... What's it called? Properties of the weapon. Finesse. So it
yeah,
is
finesse.
finesse, so you do get to do either your strength or your dex modifier to that attack roll.
All right. Well, I'm gonna add my 5 dex. I also have a
That's
+2
extremely helpful.
proficiency bonus.
It should just... Yes. In your dagger or with dex?
It's up at the top. It says proficiency +2 bonus.
Okay. I don't know that that would apply to an attack roll. It should
Okay.
just be your skill modifier, but that's still going to hit. So it doesn't matter. You sliced him with that dagger if you want to roll damage here. And you do get to technically add your modifier to that damage as well, which is
Yeah.
OP. But
So
I
that's
think he's deserved it by now.
that's a 6 + 5 on the damage roll.
And he is dead. How do you kill him?
All right. So you know how I walked up to him, right? And
I do know.
I held the dagger in my hand. And I look at it. I kiss it. I look at the goblin. I'm like, whatever, God, save your soul. I throw it at him. Hits him straight in the head.
Right between the eyes.
Down. I walk over to him, pick it up. Bliss be to you.
Oh my god.
Peace be upon you. Oh my god.
And with that, to quote a fun podcast, you have solved our goblin puzzle.
Nice.
You have slaughtered these 5 total goblins. Again, you've solved the goblin puzzle. Your horse and cart are unharmed. Thank you, Fenric. Kept it pretty safe.
Holding it down.
You do see Boldar without missing a beat, because he didn't really wait for the exposition or anything. He just got down and started mauling a goblin face and grabbed an ear. So take that as you will. I'm sure Becky, Lady Beck, sorry, different person, I swear. No, what's
No
like
relation.
the thing that they do in movies where like these characters are fictional and any like association with real people like
It's
they
coincidental or
recognize.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a coinkydink. Lady Beck.
Or it's just Lady Beck
I'm
as herself.
I'll just say she noticed that. She noticed that.
She was impressed by that. She was like, that was
I
attractive.
don't know.
That was
I didn't know that
attractive.
it was impressive. I'd say she noticed it and leave it at
She
that.
definitely saw it.
Yeah.
She saw it.
It happens.
I would go as far to say that she was definitely not impressed by that.
She was acutely aware, and
No, she
that's-
was very aware, but
Hey,
but not
here,
very.
How about this? How about this? I'll roll a dice. I'll roll a dice for her.
See how much she was attracted to me by it,
impressed.
or how much she was disgusted by it.
How aware she was. She rolled a 23, so I'll
So
even
she's
say
very
she
aware.
noticed.
She watched
She
the
noticed
whole
you grabbed
thing.
the hair, too.
She watched the whole thing.
She knows.
She was like,
She saw that you now have a hair and an ear, and she's wondering what's going on. So I will say that. Becky says she's like, ew. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think with a 23, she says,
ew.
ew, and then leaves it at that.
She's
Does
like,
anybody want to do anything, or are we going to hop on the cart? What is our team going to do now that we've slaughtered this trap?
Well, did we loot the goblins?
That's a good point.
Roll investigation.
all of us? We all do it.
Whoever wants to loot.
I got a nat 20 plus 3.
Matt, you have to, but you're a pirate. The rules.
A crit
What am I-
20?
Yeah,
on investigation.
and usually I do really bad on investigation checks.
Okay. I want to get everyone who is.
This website's using up all my luck
Investigating.
now.
Is anyone else investigating, or is it just
I'll
Flynn?
give it.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
I'm just
investigate.
chilling with a horse.
I'll investigate. I got a 14, but I have a -2 in investigation. So.
Oh no. Okay. That's a 12.
Yeah, it's
Is
a -2. It's so
Bray looting, or is he?
It didn't go right. It didn't go well for Bray.
It didn't go.
What did he get?
He rolled a 1 and then
Oh, no.
Oh,
intelligence is 2. I think.
He loots so poorly that he just trips over a goblin body. He's like,
Yeah. I think
I
he's
will
still in
say-
shock from like the from Fenric's fucking whatever it was.
he can't hear. He's like, guys, can you hear me? I can't,
Yeah.
I can't hear.
It's like equilibrium is just like a Billy off and he's like stumbling around.
Everybody's got tinnitus now. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing.
Every roll for
Okay.
the rest of our adventure is disadvantage.
I will start with Bray. I'm gonna have Freya provide some input for our 12 and 23. I can say with a 3 though, or clean 3. You're looking around. Bray's looking around. Maybe he's a bit shook because he did some shooting and he got some shot.
He got some.
He got some shot. You see this weird thing on the ground and you look at it and you're like, man, I haven't seen that before. And you pick up the broken bow and you get a splinter. You didn't take any damage, but you got a little splinter.
But it's inconvenient.
Fantastic.
A little splinter.
Whittle
A wee
splinter.
whittle splinter.
He's like,
splinter.
bastard.
And Boldar, with your 12, I would say you do find 3 arrows were left in one of the quivers. And you find 3 gold pieces. I don't know if you maybe want to hold on to those arrows or worry about splitting the gold or giving the arrows to someone who has an arrow. I'm sure you could, if you
I
wanted
think I have
to
a
do
bow.
that.
I have a short
Do
bow.
you have a bow?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll just hold on to that.
Sounds good. And then you're just pocketing the GP. You have more than 3 people. Well, you have a hidden boy, and then
Freya's gone.
we lost Freya.
No, she's back.
There she is. With the 3 gold pieces, are you gonna worry about divvying it up, or are you gonna pocket that? What does Boldar do?
Boldar pockets it, but with the intention to, when we get into the cart, show everyone what he got. 'Cause
Okay.
he's mostly a good boy. Mostly.
He's a good boy. Mostly gruesome, but
Yeah,
good.
good but
It's
effective.
it's not mutually exclusive. And then Flynn Rider with a 23. You're like in there, you're like lifting their skirts and shit. You're like combing through their hair. You're getting down and dirty. It's like
Checks their
kinda
prison
gross, but,
wallet.
like we did just see someone taking ears, so not that gross. I will say you do find 5 arrows. You find 16 gold pieces. That flame charge goblin seemed to have some extra gold in his pocket. Maybe they're, not sure why, but he's got some gold on him. You don't find any flame charges on him, unfortunately. I did keep track of that. He did use all of his. He was pretty mad.
All right.
But go ahead and add your 5 arrows and your 16 gold pieces. That was an excellent investigation, but they do just be goblins that lay
Yep.
shitty traps. So, alrighty. And with that, what are you guys going to do?
I would assume we maybe we give like the cart a look over for damage.
Just make sure it's because it was set on fire at some point.
I forgot to ask, did we start with any gold? Like, just general gold?
That should be determined by your class. What class did you choose? I forget.
It
I
looks
have that
like
in
I
front of me.
have some left over from my other campaign, so I didn't know.
Flynn Rider. Well, how much do you have? Is it absurd? Because I'm willing to just.
It's about 2,200.
Yeah, no.
23.
How about we'll start at what's your class? Why can't I find it on this sheet?
I live comfortably if you
You're a
need that.
rogue.
You're a rogue.
Okay, well we'll lower it to 202 then. We'll just divide that by 10.
Okay.
He's looking forward to retiring to his villa after this adventure's over.
So 202 plus 16.
He has lived comfortably, but I would say, I mean, he's still accepted. Again, this was partly my decision. For whatever reason, he accepted this job for 300 gold. So
Man's
maybe
gotta
he
eat.
just had a bender and he's trying to make up for it.
Man's got to eat.
Um.
I'm gonna
Alrighty.
I'm gonna give
Uh-huh.
2 gold coins to Bray over here because I enjoyed the move where he slashed but missed and then pulled out his pistol and then shot him.
I enjoyed that a lot.
It's like a tip. You're
That
like,
was good.
flick it to him.
I respect that.
Let me do that. I will say the cart is still on one side of that little ditch.
Yeah, I was
you-
gonna suggest we investigate the size of the ditch and see if we can get the cart around it or
Yeah.
how we can get through that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to roll for that. I get maybe investigation or
That would make
perception. I don't know.
Yeah, roll investigation, and then we
Alright.
can. You guys
Should
can
I
find a
roll an
solution from there.
investigation for checking the car? Or just giving the car a
If
look
that's
over?
what Boldar would do, I think just with how quickly Fenric put that out, the cart wasn't really in any danger. If he's particularly concerned, he can. But you can tell just from your glance, your perception here, cart's fine.
Okay.
God damn
Hold-
it!
hold
I
off.
am just not rolling well today.
No.
I
It's a one.
rolled a 4 plus 2 for investigation, so I have a 6.
I was waiting for the one, and it's like
Despite-
Fenric falls into the
Waiting for
trench.
Despite you knowing that this was a trap, you like look at it, you get your nose real close to the ground. You're like, yeah, it's fine.
I'm snipping it like a truffle pig.
You don't move any of the leaves. Anyone else want to investigate, or are we gonna find a solution at that?
so- Please,
I rolled,
somebody.
I rolled a 6 plus 3, so I am going to be no help.
I
That is
rolled
higher though.
22.
22. All right, Bray, like he's looking at these two guys, just kind of like hands on the hips, kind of like dad posing, like
Look at
Fine.
this.
it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Bray walks up and he's like, guys, and he kicks the leaves to the side, and there's a decent size trench that was dug here. Oh, Freya.
She's back.
Freya! And I would say with that high perception, I mean, the trench was dug somehow. You do see a pretty crude trowel off to the side. It wasn't hidden too well, but you can clearly see that this is big enough to do some damage, but you do see some tools nearby that had dug this.
Okay.
Fill in the hole. Huh? What?
Oh.
If you, I will
Yeah,
say,
I
if
guess,
you
yeah.
say, hey, a
Yeah, you could
shovel,
tell the rest
you
of
know,
us.
maybe someone else wants to do it. It seems like maybe Bray don't want to get dirty here.
Yeah. I'll like, I'll point it out and be like, there's some shit over here we can use.
He's like, someone do
And
it.
then just, yeah. And
Does
then,
he get on
yeah.
the cart or just
Yeah,
hands
he just
on
sort of, he walks back like from where he was, and just sort of,
Okay.
says to everyone else, "Yeah, there's some stuff over there we can use." And then he just like sits on the cart, sort of like,
On then,
Come
help
on.
yourself.
Lady Beck looks at you like intensely. She just says, and then like looks at this guy. She's just at her wit's end. Like, this is pain.
I think Fenric, since he couldn't kill the goblin with his ass cheeks, he should go fill in the
It's
hole.
his punishment.
I should what?
You should go fill in the hole.
That's true. You didn't kill anyone.
seems like a
Okay,
fair
Is
punishment.
that you as Flynn Rider saying that to Fenric?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your ass cheeks weren't strong enough for this. I think you should go fill in that hole.
Oh, well, if I'm not strong enough to kill a goblin, what makes you think I'm strong enough to fill in a hole, Fit? Flynn, Jesus.
You had no problem with that fire.
If
That's
you
magic,
wanted to,
dumbass.
if you wanted to,
The
if
party
Fenric is
disbands.
unwilling, you could try rolling persuasion. You could have a
Ooh.
persuasion contest if you wanted. That's an option, unless maybe Boldar's feeling like there's a pretty lady in the cart.
What,
I did roll a 10. I rolled a 16 for persuasion.
what do I have
You're
to
doing
roll
it.
to counter persuasion?
I believe it's charisma.
Would that be a charisma saving throw or whatever? Or is that
I'm
just
gonna look this up.
charisma?
I have broken the rules already a lot, I'm sure. So let me just see. I'm sure.
I
this
mean,
is
it's
like
the
a-
same bonus for both on me. For that.
It's just like Fenric realizes he's not pulling his weight and decides to fill in the hole. He's like, the cart was on fire, guys. It would still be on fire if it wasn't for me.
Okay, it's. Sorry, I thought I found it and I didn't.
Interparty
Okay.
conflict.
It is persuasion versus persuasion.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought it would be different. So both roll d20, add
It's
your
just who's better.
persuasion modifiers, and we'll see what happens.
But
Let's
isn't
see
Flynn,
who's
Flynn's really high
digging the
charisma?
trench.
So...
I didn't even think that this would be something. I thought for sure someone would just fucking fill it with dirt, but that's fine.
Oh, no.
No.
I rolled a 14 plus 2, so 16.
Ooh.
What does
All right,
Flynn
I guess
have?
I'm digging up
Oh,
some
I rolled a 10 plus 6, so 16 as well.
Oh.
All right, you
All
want to just
right.
meet in
They're
the
just
middle, we'll
arguing in
both
this
fill in the
one.
hole.
No, I killed 3 goblins.
Hey, you're probably too short to fill it in anyway, so
What's that?
just, huh?
I'll kick you in the shin.
He's like, what's that? I can't hear you over these dead goblins that I killed.
I'm sorry.
What's that? I
Hold the
can't hear
gold that I
anything. I
got.
literally deafened myself with thunder. You know what? Fenric is not someone who enjoys conflict of any form, but he knows when it's necessary, but he knows how to pick his battles. Fenric's just gonna fill in the fucking hole. What do I need to roll for this?
He
How
just
long does
walks.
it take?
He just walks
What
over
do
to
I
the
do?
shovel and he's like,
Just give me the fucking shovel. I don't want to deal with you. Just
I don't know that I would necessarily make you roll, but since you asked, let's see a survival check. You got hell of a modifier there. Let's
Oh,
see what the
fuck
fuck
yeah,
he
let's-
does. Let's see if we can bicker at him if he does a bad job.
Can
just
I-
like
can
to
I
see what
say-
we're doing?
can I say Boldar sees this and goes over to help him to cover the hole?
Of course.
And
Yeah,
does that give him advantage?
You have advantage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
It's a help action. He'll have advantage on that. That was sweet.
Oh,
Is
look at
Boldar
big
just
man
using
over
his
here.
hands?
Right, yeah, he's just pushing the dirt.
What'd you get on that?
I got a 17. So plus 5 is pretty good. It's 22.
I'll say this. You fill the hole.
Fill the hole. I flatten the road. It looks better than it was before the goblin got
Yes.
there.
It's like in Cars when he does like a good job like on part of the road.
It's been repaved.
Then when you like start your cart, it's like bump bump bump, bump 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 the rest of the way. You did a great job.
Yeah. And
All right,
Boldar
is
helped.
everyone?
It was great.
It was cute. That's cute. I think that's a cute mental image. You got Fenric shoveling and Boldar's just
I
like...
just imagine like Boldar like saw them like shouting at each other and just goes and gets out the car and it's like
Okay, and with that, are we loading up and carrying on?
I think so.
Seems
Can
like
do.
All right.
Yep.
Alrighty. I would say
Maybe when we're back in the car, Boldar pulls out the 3 pieces of gold he found, and he lets everyone else take one. So
Oh,
he gives out the gold to everyone else. So everyone takes
Nice.
one
very
each.
selfless barbarian.
Yeah,
he's a
good boy.
You can keep your gold. I didn't find anything, but I don't need any gold.
Hold up,
Bray just
the
kind of
gold thing.
like takes it and then sort
No,
of
it's-
turns it over in his hand and then just sort of goes, turns it over his hand, looks at Boldar and sort of goes, and then pockets it.
and then he I can just imagine Bray sees that that Flynn doesn't take his and takes the other one.
Yes.
And Fenric asks you to keep your gold because you helped fill in the trench.
Listen to all these
Aw.
good boys.
So I have one gold left, unless Bray takes that one as well. He just takes all the rest of the gold.
Yeah, Bray takes all of them.
Yeah, he takes all the gold. Bray takes all 3 pieces of gold. He's like, you guys don't want him.
Why not?
He can. Do we have our gold settled?
Yeah. So I gain no gold, and Bray is quids in because he got a tip from
Bray's gained 5
Flynn,
so far.
and
Tonight.
Nice.
Bray's like, these guys are suckers. I can make a lot of money here.
All right. I will say, now that has been resolved, you guys are back on your way. Wasn't it? I'd say that based on that, it hasn't set you too far behind. I mean, Lord knows the inn's probably still going to be open whenever you get there. I doubt they've got an early closing. So we're just going to keep on trucking here. Lady Beck does address Flynn, and she says, "Hey," or she'll address everyone. I'm assuming Fenric, you took the reins again.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll address the cart. She'll speak directly enough that Fenric can hear, no problem. She'll say, "All right, and after all that drama, I guess we're good to go. I will say there is likely a checkpoint coming up. I don't know what it looks like. I just know that that was along the map that I had studied before I left. I'm going to need y'all to figure that one out. It should be coming up here around the next bend." And she'll leave it at that, and she just crosses her legs and waits to be told what to do.
What kind of checkpoint?
Fantastic.
I am trying to flee from this kingdom. I don't know how far the word has spread on if they're looking for me or if they'll recognize me. There will be soldiers there, and that is definitely a potential. I would prefer to not be recognized.
Well, I do have a disguise kit. If you would like to change your look.
All right. Does he mention that to the team? Maybe anyone else want to say yes, no? Or does he just get his kid out and
Well, I assume
go
he says
to
it to
town?
her. He,
Oh,
like,
no,
asks
I'm
her.
asking her.
Yeah.
I'm asking
Okay.
her. I have a disguise kit here. Would you like to peruse?
That's an option. If that's what you want to do.
Flynn's
I'm
like,
hiring
yes,
you
it is
guys.
an
I
option.
just
That's
need
what
to
I'm
get out of
asking.
here. I will be fully transparent with you. I have not left this kingdom before. This is not something I've had to do.
This isn't something I just
I have
do.
much experience. I can tell you many things. I do not know that I have put a disguise on, and I do not know how well they know my face. I will leave this decision to you.
Alrighty. How much time do we have until the checkpoint?
It is around the next bend. I would say you would be making that turn within a couple minutes. That being said, Fenric is driving. If you
Right.
wanted more time,
Fenric.
sure you could communicate it.
Fenric.
Knocks
Why?
him.
Even though it's an open carriage, I kind of knock.
Fenric's still pissed about the argument earlier. He's like,
Hey, could you slow down just a slight bit so I can have a little more time to put on the disguise?
I speed up the horse.
Um,
No. Yes.
You
yeah,
die.
Yes, I'll slow down. Take all the time. How long do you think it would take to put on a disguise?
Give me
Flynn.
15 minutes.
We might as well come to a dead stop, honestly, at this point.
There's some beef here. I
I'm
thought Rob was going to be
handle
stoned.
this animal and bring it down to slow enough that we can get to the bend in 15 minutes.
I'm
horse is gonna be
sure
going
you could
so
stop
slow.
a horse. Go ahead, roll animal handling. I'm.
All right, I rolled a 15 plus 5 is 20. We're good. All right,
The
the
cart
horse is-
stops.
Fenric's like, don't make me pull this thing over.
The horse feels really good about this decision that you've made.
All right, so she has blonde hair, right?
Yes, the disguise kit has cosmetics, hair dye,
Well,
small props.
I'm asking what she looks like so I can do the
I know.
opposite. Okay.
I understand that. I was just reading it because I didn't know what. I don't know that I've ever heard of a disguise kit, so I was just curious
Mm-hmm.
what tools you might have. Yes, she's got light, dirty blonde hair. It's very long. She's a high elf. She's not royalty, but she does seem to be of noble stature. So she does have some jewelry happening. She looks very neat and nice, but still ready and able to travel.
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna need you to put all your jewelry into this bag.
Let's roll some persuasion. I'm sure you could convince her of anything except that. Maybe. Let's roll persuasion. We'll see what
Well,
happens. Freya, do
rolled
you
it.
got that one?
I rolled a 19 plus 6, so
Jesus.
25.
Mhm. She's got a +3. What was
I-
your final number?
25.
25. Alrighty. With a huff, she does take it off, puts it in the bag, says, I could have just put this in my pocket, but since you insist. And
Right.
she does hand over. She's got a couple rings and an amulet around her neck. And she hands them over.
All right. I take the bag, I close it, and I put it under the seat. But like, you know how there's sometimes like a wooden bar under the seat to support it? I put it on top of that so that it's kind of hidden.
Smart.
And then I take out a black wig, and the black wig kind of has a few gray hairs in it, so it looks
Oh
like
no.
it looks kind of oldish. So I put that on her head, and then I take a beard out of the. I take a light gray to dark beard out of the disguise kit. I put that on her,
Beard.
and then I take the makeup out. Now, I'm not the best at makeup, but I can do an old man's makeup. So I attempt my old man's makeup on her face, and all I need her to do is just
Oh no.
not talk when we get to the tip point,
Just grunt.
and just kind of hide your face. Put. Does she have like a hood? Can she put a hood over her head?
Roll investigation. I'm gonna make you roll a bunch.
Right. Well, I got a nat 20 again.
Great. So this is to look around and see what you have. She does have a decent sized cloak on. It doesn't have a hood, but you do know just within the crates up front, you do have some blankets and some rope. I'm sure you could fashion that into a good hood that would
Yes.
cover most of her features,
Yes, my
along
rogue
with what
training.
you have in your kit.
My rogue training did prepare me for this.
Yes.
I'm gonna fashion a cloak, and make it so that like the hood is kind of like baggy, but also covers the rest of her outfit, so that you can't see like any noble to fancy clothes.
Alrighty. I don't know that I have to make you roll too much on that. You did roll that excellent investigation there. So I think we can just go ahead and say poor Miss Becky, I mean Lady Beck, looks like an old man now. And
Can I just note that Boldar obviously saw Flynn put the bag of jewels under the chair and looks across at Bray, and Bray's like burning a hole through that bag, and then they make eye contact and Bray just looks away. He's like
I will say she does cross her arms. She's disguised. She's thoroughly disguised. That was you solved the disguise puzzle. She sits down and with a huff says under her breath, "Well, I could have left my jewelry on." But she does. Her maybe disappointment does come through as an old man's stature, though. So maybe that was a good thing. And are we going to carry on?
I tell Fenric, go ahead. I think we're done here.
Driver, go for.
Driver.
And
Poor Fenric.
I, jostle the reins and tell the horse to move forward. And I feel like I don't need to roll animal handling for that.
No, you can if you want to. I don't know that you had to last time, but I'm not going to tell you no.
All right, I think I'm good. This horse likes me. I saved it from a fire.
You formed a bond with that horse.
I'd say so.
We're
that horse will
now.
do what you say.
All right,
Alrighty.
so we're moving slowly then, or trotting, I guess.
Alrighty, with that, the cart does turn a bend, and sure enough, she knew her map just fine. I would say about 40 feet off, just coming out of each side of the woods that has been surrounding you, you do see a very tall, hard wooden fence, closely knit together slats. And at the center of the road that you guys have been following, there is a break in that fence, a crude gate just made out of seemingly just a couple of logs, as well as 2 human soldiers, again, just as Lady Beck had said. You can very clearly see without any sort of, with your guys' passive perceptions, you can see that red insignia blatantly across their chests. I would say you see that pretty clearly knowing that that was going to be coming along. So we're approaching that now. Are we just continuing at normal speed? Are we doing anything different before we move and approach our gate here?
Yeah.
Do the rest of us have to worry about the checkpoint? Like, are we going to be okay to just pass through?
Well, I'm assuming they don't know our faces are on the alert for us.
True, but I guess just in general.
There's no reason why they would.
Because they're a human checkpoint, I'm just wondering if they'll have any kind of issue with us as a group, because we're a bit of a suspicious bunch.
We'll just say something along the lines of we're escorting this this old man to his family.
To his final resting place.
I feel like that might draw too much attention. I feel like that still might draw unwanted attention to Beck, though. We say, like, we're escorting this person. They might be like, well, who's that person? We have to come up with a bunch of...
Right.
So maybe we can be like, I'm just a taxi service or something.
Right, like you own the cart. Like the cart and the horse are yours. We can have that lie. Like we can just say like that they're yours. Like we'll say that to them.
Yeah, these travelers paid me to take them someplace. I don't know this kingdom either.
I would be fine with relying on a history check with that in the moment. I don't know that you have to know the name of where you're going. We can assume what your characters know.
I keep forgetting how many like skills there actually are you can do checks on.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Did you tell us how many guards there were?
There are 2 human soldiers. There's one on each side of the gate.
Okay.
From what you can see.
I'll let somebody else do the talking.
Are y'all rolling forward?
Yeah.
I'm good to roll
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I think so.
Right.
We're not. You said this cart is uncovered, didn't you? So like they've seen us at this point. Like they.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll forward and then see if they want to try and stop us or anything like that.
At this range, they do see a cart full of at least a few figures approaching them. That's about all that they could distinguish. But if you guys are good to roll forward, you're approaching the gate here. You do see pretty quickly they do both move in to block that entrance.
Block that entrance.
They cover your direction that you're heading, and they address you very directly. Fenric as the driver. The one on the left, slightly taller, he says, "Halt! Stop your cart." I'm assuming you do so.
Yes.
Unless you don't want to.
Fenric's like, we charge you the
See,
barricade.
You could be doing that. Your poor horse you befriended. Upon stop.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead. Stop
You're fine. I'm not gonna make that decision for you. Upon that, the soldier on the left that had addressed you has walked up to your side, Fenric, and addressed you directly. The other one has circled around to the back to sort of investigate. He's kind of poking. He hasn't addressed any of you directly. But the soldier on the left, he says, "Hail, what is your business going through here?"
Can I roll a history check to bullshit a town name that I'm taking these people to?
So you're just trying to say, how about this? Go ahead and say what you want to say. Maybe use a placeholder for that, and then we'll use that to determine what checks you need to make.
Okay. Hail, Sir Guard. I'm a service which transports travelers, and these four have paid me for my services, and I'm simply taking them to the next town over.
I've just realised Fenric's basically just covering his own ass. Like, that's literally what he's done.
Yeah. I don't know you. You don't know me, man. All right.
He's like, hey, I've got an alibi. That's all that matters.
This is kind of nitpicky here. Because you said that they have all paid you. I wasn't going to make you do a deception. I think that may happen, though. But first, let's roll our history check and see if see how that helps your situation. Again, probably breaking many rules. This is just how I feel.
All right, we're screwed, guys. I rolled a 1.
Oh no! Can I, at the same time as this conversation's happening, can I, the guy who's gone around the back to look at the rest of us, can I just like give him like a dead stare, like a locked-on stare, and try and intimidate him?
Yes, I will say we should handle these interactions separately. Mm-hmm. I don't think that would count as a help interaction because this is the other soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Fenric is probably he sounds pretty believable, but then he says, "Yeah, I'm escorting them out of here to go to Blue Town," or something silly like that. And at that point, the soldier just kind of furrows his brow. But we'll go ahead and cut to our other soldier.
He's like Blue Town. That's on the other side of the planet.
He could tell that maybe a taxi driver would know where they're going.
Right.
And then moving to our other soldier, he has circled around this cart. He is investigating it. He does see, just based on his check that we made here, he sees just a bunch of dudes. Nothing really concerning. You can see Lady Beck kind of is just leaning. She doesn't move very much, and he's looking around, and he doesn't really see anything of concern. So he's looking back up at his friend up there. And they both meet and are talking to Fenric. Now you have both soldiers running around. So luckily, nothing seemed too much of concern, but this one soldier has addressed the other one and says, "Hey, this guy says he's going to Blue Town. What do you think about that?"
Okay, I like to butt in with my persuasion check. I got a 16 plus 6, so 22. God. And I talked to the main guard. Actually, he kind of coughed there. He has allergies, but he meant Blumcastle. The Blumcastle town that's over here.
Blum town is just what the locals call it.
Just had to. He's not the greatest with speaking, so I just thought I'd had to jump in here.
We pay him to drive, not to speak.
I think with a roll that good, he's convinced. I won't make you do a history check there, but he kind of nods, and then they're kind of just like looking at each other. They're unsure. They're just kind of nodding. And they look for a while. And then Boldar, if you wanted to use your intimidation check here. I know I kind of skipped over that. I think this is a good time to maybe really help them with their decision.
I was going to say, I imagine they just laugh at Fenric for not knowing things. Because...
I mean, they're outside. Maybe like, one of them does have allergies.
I've got an allergy to horses.
Fenric maybe coughs a couple times to add to it.
Right, so it's a roll. This is a charisma roll, right? As an intimidation, charisma.
Let me see. Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah, so then
you might have proficiency in that.
I have
though.
proficiency in intimidation, yeah. So I add that, but then do I minus from my charisma modifier as well? I thought minus charisma.
It should
So
be
you're-
whatever's on your skills.
Right. So
So it's
you
just my
have
roll
a
plus
zero-
what's on the skills.
You
or
have a
minus it, depending
0
on what-
to your wisdom, but
Right.
then you are proficient, so you would add 2. So it says 1 on the sheet that I have for you.
Well,
but it
intimidation's
should be a
charisma,
plus
right?
2.
So that's
Yeah, I have 0 for.
I've got -1 for charisma.
Oh, you're right. Then that was done correctly. Sorry, that's my bad.
So
you do just add 1.
I add 1. Okay.
You're proficient. You're just not very charismatic.
Exactly.
So.
It's a
Little
14.
barbarians.
It's a 14 plus 1,
What'd
so
you get?
15.
15. I'd say you got a pretty intense stare. I might even, it wasn't that high of a roll, but I'd say there's a good chance that there's some goblin blood on you, which would normally be suspicious.
And there's
in
a
this
mangled ear
moment-
around my neck.
They've seen a lot of travelers. They probably just don't want to fucking mess. So
Mhm.
at that, the shorter guard that has not done any talking has just been doing the sniffing. He kind of huffs
He's
and
kinda like-
turns around and yeah. He opens the gate. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All of us or me?
All of you.
Everyone.
I would use your passive, but I'd say in this moment tensions are high. You're probably looking around here.
18. But I don't
16.
add anything. So.
Who got 16? Sorry.
Me, Flynn.
Flynn.
Sorry, if I'm not looking at my screen, it's hard for
That's
me
okay.
to see who's
It's
talking.
okay.
I
Was it
got
perception?
14.
14 for Fenric, and yeah, it's perception.
6.
And what did Bray get? Bray got 6?
Bray's falling
Mhm.
asleep in the back of the car.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with a 6, Bray. With that, the soldier opens the gate. You guys are now passing through with a 6. Maybe you see a cool bird. Man, that's a cool bird.
Sorry, I was just looking at that bird over there.
He didn't even realise we'd reached the checkpoint. He's like...
He didn't even realise
I
we'd
will-
stopped.
You are a pirate. Maybe you haven't spent that much time in the forest. You're just pretty enchanted maybe in this moment. Like, man, this is cool. There's no ocean anywhere. And I would say Flynn and Fenric both here. You just pass through. You do notice maybe a good old glare from the taller soldier. And Boldar, you may or may not have really seen anything, but you do see the taller soldier after the shorter one has let you through. He's grabbing a pen and paper here. He's at
Okay.
least picked it up, and you don't see much further than that. And would you guys like to continue, or is there anything further you'd like to do there?
I'd say
Should we
probably
kill these
continue.
guards?
Are we driving along? Are you saying that in character? I don't know how far away you are.
How well can anybody hear me? I can
Well-
try to whisper, but
You're driving. I don't know if maybe you want to pull forward and then address your team with that.
We're right next to them, and out loud, Fenric goes, "Should we kill these guys?"
You hear more notes.
turn around and very loudly say, "Hey, you guys want to kill these two?" No. We'll drive forward a little bit, and when we're a good, I don't know, 35 feet from these guys, I guess. I don't know what earshot is for people.
You probably want to make it far enough where it doesn't look suspicious that you've just randomly got stopped as well. I guess. Maybe,
yeah,
I don't know.
probably. I mean, we could go pretty far down and then double back, but I don't think I don't think Lady Beck would like that.
Well, I'm basically a bush. I'll just roll out of the cart.
Yeah. I forgot about
A
that.
couple of knives, man. You're good. All right. Yeah, we'll go down. I don't know, 50 feet away. Maybe let's go a couple hundred yards. 200 feet away.
I don't necessarily need the number if you just want to make sure that you're extra
Just
safe
make
far
su-
away. I'm
let's
willing
just-
to say He's careful enough to know how far that would be.
Yeah, let's just go right. Let's just go out of earshot, and probably a little. We're fuzzy in their vision. I don't know. These guys need glasses or something. We're enough away.
I rolled, and yes, they do need glasses.
Sweet.
I actually did roll a 1 just now. So.
Oh, sweet.
Actually, all the guards are blind, and there was no need for the disguise at all.
So I turn around and ask, hey, did any of you guys see those guards? What they were doing after we passed by? I think one of them was taking notes on us. How do you guys feel about that? Should we
I will
do
say
anything?
Wasn't it
Fenric
Boldar?
wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Boldar
it was
that saw
me.
it.
Oh, sorry. Only Boldar saw it. Okay.
But maybe you're just recapping the encounter and being like, "Is everyone?"
You
cool
You
with
could,
what just
yeah.
happened?"
I fully believe you would have stopped the cart. This would be if Boldar did want to share, or
Yeah.
if you wanted to address. I just don't know that Fenric would have known that.
Right. Did you guys notice anything off about that, other than me
The whole thing.
obviously not knowing what the fuck town we're going to?
Yeah,
So-
maybe someone poked some fun at him for that.
So I think Boldar would tell everyone about the note. So he just says, "The larger god. He seemed to take notes." He just says something like that.
Should
Because
we
I'd imagine there would be like
take them
descriptions
out?
of us. Should we take them out?
Lady
Flynn,
Beck?
Flynn, do you think you could sneak over there, take the note without them noticing?
Oh, Fenric, my dear. I could certainly try.
Try implies failure is possible, and I
And it
really
is.
don't feel comfortable with that.
I'm gonna fourth wall break here and say, I only do what the universe tells me to do.
I will listen to your advice, but I will not take it. Leans out, throws 2 knives.
All right, do you guys want to take a vote to see if Flynn should go back, double back, and try to sneak that note off the guard, pickpocket him?
Oh, you want pickpocket or you want assassination?
No, God, just pickpocket. We don't want to leave bodies.
He's like, but I'm good at assassination.
No, just pickpocket. Pickpocket. Goddamn, pickpocket.
Picked his pocket.
It really
Brock-
is struggling.
Broke the gate and
Somebody
picked his pocket.
let's
No
look
wonder
at
you got the
it.
town name wrong.
I swear I'm wise. I rolled really high on that.
Do you know where we are now?
We're somewhere close to Blue Town. Somewhere. I don't want.
Castle.
Do you guys think that Flynn should go back and try to pickpocket that note from the guard just to see what it says and see if we need to do something more? I don't.
If it's a
think
concern.
I'm mildly concerned by it.
Yeah, go on then.
Boldar really
I-
holds no opinion. Boldar's kind of like,
Alrighty, but somebody needs to stay about 20 feet behind me while I go for backup.
I feel like it's really suspicious if Boldar walks back up. They're going to see him coming.
Well, we're in a forest, right? So there's like trees.
Although, Boldar would be a great distraction because they wouldn't see you tiny in front if like
Yeah.
Boldar was going to fall.
Yeah.
That might be a good shout.
Maybe that's what
actually,
we
to
do.
distract them.
And then you murder them,
Yeah.
but we don't tell them.
If someone distracts, and
Yeah.
then can just try and pickpocket.
I'm trying to see. I thought I had a.
Fenric has to stay on the cart so that he can get away drive when things inevitably
Yeah.
go horrible. I mean, when we pick the pocket and we're successful, then nothing bad happens.
Yeah, I only have a +5 in sleight of hand, but I do have a +9 in stealth.
Exactly. And then you just, put the pocket. You
Just-
pick the pocket. You just pick the pocket.
You either pick his pocket or you just stab the guy. I mean,
And then we
It's
probably
only
should
the only
stab
two
the other guy
options.
for good measure.
At close range, I do have 2 weapon fighting. So if I need to, I can strike with both my daggers.
All right, I'm game with him going and doing this, but I think that means that that Bray's gonna have to follow him.
What do you think, Bray?
I think Bray, because you're too tall.
I'm
Yeah.
very
It would
obvious.
be
Enormous.
Yeah,
6'7".
I'm very obvious. If
as
I'm
reluctant.
if I'm
as
going, we're
reluctant
killing
as
me.
Bray
What's
As
happening?
reluctant as Bray
No,
is,
yeah,
it'd be
they're
less
definitely
obvious.
dead. I mean,
He's the second shortest person on our team. So
Yeah.
Right.
As reluctant as I am,
You could be
it's
two stealthy
less
boys.
obvious than
Sneak up as two stealthy boys.
it's less. Yeah, it's less suspicious.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay. So the
Alright.
plan, just to clarify, is we have Flynn, Ryder, and Bray are trying to sneak up and then pickpocket the taller guard the paper that Boldar had let you know. That's what we're doing? Or is Bray's like staying farther back?
Yeah, the plan is Bray stays like a little
Yeah.
bit back so that if I need,
Just sort of like back up if he needs it.
Okay. Go ahead and I'll have both of you make stealth checks. I will say it's not like they have any structure around them other than they're just two dudes parallel with a fence. You do have the brush to your advantage, and they aren't facing your direction, but we should still see some stealth checks here, I think.
All right, I got a 15 plus 9 for my stealth.
Oh. Oh. It's a 3 from me for stealth.
Do you have any modifiers on that?
Let me have a look. I rolled a 1 and then my stealth is 2.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh.
a
Oh.
natural.
Yeah, that's a
fail.
critical fail.
That's
No matter what your
ridiculous.
proficiency is, if you roll a critical fail, you're kind of fucked. He runs back up the main path and just trips over.
With that, I will say.
Flynn's like, I should have brought Boulder.
Flynn Rider, hidden. I mean, we've seen
He's a bush.
just him disappear many times by now. It's no surprise as you see your team member just somehow fade into the brush. Bray Fireforge. I'd say you start walking along. Maybe you get confident. Maybe he says something like, "Hey, we're doing really good." To Flynn. I don't know if you want to change that to something he might rather say, or you think maybe what would he say in his confidence? I think that's where we're coming from on that one.
I reckon in my confidence, I'm just sort of like, maybe we could just take him, like, we could
Okay,
just,
so
you know.
He's just out loud
You're
saying,
like-
"I think we can take him."
He's like, these bastards will never see us coming. Out loud.
Yeah.
Shh, not now.
I will be right back. I
No
won't
worries.
forget.
No worries.
I gotta let
Okay.
the boyfriend in.
Go.
All right.
Leave him outside.
Boy.
How's everybody doing in the chat? The Weary Warlord. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good time. And rainy day as well. I know you're from GS Community again. Thank you for coming over. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope everything's good. Jason, what up? I hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's
Are you
good.
not entertained?
Yeah, definitely make sure you go and check out all the other players here. So Matt, aka Bray, Gio, aka Flynn, other George, and Canog or Tristan, aka Fenric. Their links are on the chat. I'll put them in there. Go check them out as well. Go drop them a follow.
I'm having a great time, by the way.
Yeah,
How
it's
about
really
you
good.
guys?
It's really fun.
I'm
really
glad we
enjoyed
did
It's
this.
super fun.
I'm really enjoying it.
I'm having a good time.
I feel like-
wish my rolls were better.
I feel like we're really drawing
Yeah, you're
out.
telling
Like
me, I mean.
the encounters that they probably thought were going to be quick ones, we're like really drawing out. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Actually, need to run, but this was
Okay.
super entertaining. Well, thank you for being here. And no worries. You got to do what you got to do. Hopefully, we see you again soon. This is going to hopefully be bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks on a Saturday. Same sort of time.
Yeah.
So you guys using Roll20? We're just improvising it at the moment. We've discussed potentially using Roll20 going forward, but for now, we're just improvising. What's the best moment so far? There's like been a high and a low point in the first encounter where I did this amazing like charge, jumped over like a trench and killed someone immediately by like chopping their head off. But then right after that, I tried to crush someone's head and just pulled their ear hairs out, basically.
Not once,
So-
but twice.
Twice. Yeah, twice. No, the second time. Wait, what happened the second time? I just didn't even touch him the second time. I don't think it was bad.
Fenric's thunderclap or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh,
That was great.
That
That was
was
great.
Impressive
so
as well.
good. That was
And
really
the
funny.
Geo's nat 20 for Flynn, where like we all just looked around at the same time. We're all like- oh yeah, Freya's crit fail for the goblin where his
Yes.
bow broke.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Point
good
blank
stuff.
and
He
miss.
broke his bow.
Poor guy.
I figured he was gonna die by the next attack round anyways, so if you fail at point blank, I'm gonna say you don't have a weapon anymore. Okay, are we ready to hop back in? I know I'm the one that left, but
Yeah,
are
yeah.
y'all good?
I think we're good.
Yep.
I was just catching up with chat while you
Alright.
were gone.
Alright, so Flynn Rider disappeared. He's good to go. He's advancing pretty quickly and staying really well hidden even so. Bray is like, should we just kill him? And then you do see both of our soldiers whip around, and they do see Bray. They do not see Flynn. What does Bray do? Maybe
This is
maybe
when we realized
Flynn
Bray
wants
was
to
drunk
get
the whole time.
involved, but maybe I don't know, Bray, if you're feeling like you want to try to persuade them, say you drop something, maybe you just turn and run away. What's he want to do?
Um,
Can I whisper to him real quick? I'm like, if you can lure them a little bit further, I'll get behind him and stab him.
I like that the plan was never to pickpocket him.
Damn it, guys. Why am I the level-headed one?
I think
I just, as a DM, would like to remind y'all we do have about 3 of y'all that are hurting for health. I'll
Right.
just say that. Some other methods might be better to start. You have a plan B, but
I was gonna say maybe Bray like waits for like if the guards are sort of coming toward him, maybe like he just sort of
okay.
waits for him to. He just sort of stops where he is, waits for him to like get a little bit closer, and then just sort of like turns on his heels, and then just sort of puts his hands like starts whistling away, and just sort of like slowly walks away, hoping that they'll just keep following him. So then Flynn can kind of like, I guess, sort of come around behind him. And,
Okay.
I like this strategy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would definitely say if you were to just silently eye contact, start walking backwards, they are gonna start walking towards you and approach you directly. And I would say even the taller soldier would say, "Excuse me, I thought we let you through."
Yeah, just quickly throw something on the ground. Be like, oh, I accidentally dropped this on the cart.
Yeah, it fell out the back of the car.
yeah, I don't know what have
Freya.
We lost
what
him.
have I got that I can pretend that I've
There you go, she's back.
picked up. Yeah. I mean, I've got like a backpack or something. I can just pretend I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I dropped this. I guess.
Yeah, good for it.
Okay. Do you just tuck something on the ground and then pretend that you dropped it? Is that the move?
Yeah, I think so.
You're gonna have to roll for
And
that.
what are you dropping?
I was gonna say backpack, but that's a pretty fucking big like thing to just be like, oh yeah, shit, we dropped this. I don't know.
I would say I'm being a bit meta here because I just want to help out. I know this isn't my job. If it's a backpack, I'm gonna make you do a sleight of hand because that's a backpack. I'm sure you have like gold or a torch or something on you that might be smaller where I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, I can do a torch. Yeah,
Okay.
I can do a torch.
I'd
I'll
be
do a
willing
torch.
to let that one slide. I would. You're saying that you dropped that and you're just coming back to fetch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have you roll deception. I think regardless though, the soldiers are out. I don't know when Flynn wants to make his move, but if at any point you want to make that sleight of hand check.
Okay.
But both those need to happen. Whoever wants to go first. We got a deception check and a sleight of hand to do here.
So it's 6 on deception.
Freya, do you want to roll insight for that soldier? I bet it's gonna be higher than a 6, but thank you, Miss Freya. She's so helpful.
Yikes.
Big thanks to Freya
What
with
was
that
it?
behind the scenes help.
Oh no.
What did they roll?
That's a 13. He says, "Yeah, I've been standing on this road all fucking day. I know you didn't drop that."
He tries.
The good news is
He
he's
puts his hand
distracted,
on his
though.
sword
Yeah.
here.
The good news is he's distracted.
Yeah,
should-
no, I'd say you did your job whether you failed the roll or not.
You should try again and argue with him that, yeah, I literally just dropped it. You saw me do it.
And then Flynn, what'd you get for your sleight of hand there?
We're gonna have some fun. I got a 4 + 5, so it's a 9.
Okay. Okay. Just so I can set the scene here, you were just approaching him from behind to try and get that piece of paper.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I
poking
mean,
out of him a little bit.
I don't add my other decks as well, right? It's just
It should just be its own check.
It is. I was just asking.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just +5 there.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, let me double check this. Forget what we combat that with. Whoops, I clicked an ad. I landed on Crash Bandicoot 4 website. Let's try that again.
The old song of Crash Bandicoot 4.
Okay. Alrighty, well that's not going to cut it. I would say you do get your hands on that piece of paper, but he does whip around and notice you.
You get a handful of
you're
ass as well. It's like, what the hell?
no longer hidden now. He's going to grab that piece of paper himself and just clench it in his fist and say, "All right, I have let you guys through. This is your one chance to get the fuck out of my face and go. We've already let you through."
I imagine Boldar and Fenric are watching this. Boldar just sighs and Fenric's like...
Like sitting on the edge of the cart.
He's like, I told them not to do it.
At this
Lady,
point,
Lady
he's
Bex is
addressed
just
both
there
of
with
you,
like a head
telling
in
you
her
to get
hands.
out.
Like,
Oh yeah.
She's like, we were through.
We made it through.
We were through.
Right.
We could have just left.
I kind of look at Bray. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of look at him and I
From
kind of
either
nod at him a
side.
little bit, and I
God.
in one swift motion, can I? Okay, I'm gonna do an acrobatics check.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 10 + 9, so a 19.
Okay. What were you trying to do?
So I'm gonna front flip, take it out of his hand, and run, or at least rip it.
I think even though you're doing a flip, I like that you do the flip very well. I think if you're now addressing him head on, you're trying to grab the paper out of his hands, right? I do think that
Yeah.
would be a strength check.
Oh, it is.
That's what I'm saying. I think that the flip is cool. I think that your roll means you did flip really well. I
Because
don't know that
he's
you would
tall and
necessarily
I'm
rip it
not.
out of his hand. No, that definitely got you. How about this? I'll give you advantage on your strength check. And if Freya, if you could roll strength. I think that's how we'll do this. Again, I'm sure I'm breaking a tons of rules. I'm sorry if that makes anyone mad, but that's what makes sense to me.
Okay. All right. So
I'll give
the
you
first
advantage on it though, since you
Yeah.
flipped so good.
the first one was a 3, but the second one was a 16.
Nice.
So a 16 + 4 is a 20.
Dirty 20.
Wow.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
He rips his hands off.
Seems strong. I'll do this. It's close. The soldier did win. This
Damn
is
it.
also paper. I would say you just very
Rip it enough.
cutely grab the top half of the paper, and you now have the top half, and he has the bottom half.
Okay.
He because you lost the strength save. I'm gonna say that's why you didn't get the full paper. You
That's
do have
fair.
half of it. Are you gonna continue pursuing the other half that would be the bottom half, or are
Well-
you still gonna? You said you were trying to run away.
Well, in this split second, I was hoping that, Bray would do something because I nodded at him, indicating the signal.
I mean, this is still in fast time. We can in slow-mo. You did a cool flip. You grabbed half the paper. You've just landed. Is Bray getting involved? Is he running? What's he want to do?
Imagine if this paper was blank, Robson in the chat.
So I think Bray's gonna like try and distract, like, I guess the other guard, maybe. I guess sort of like just be kind of like he's gonna be like, okay, so hang on, and then just sort of like turn and try and leg it basically, and hopefully he follows.
Is he bolting?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bray's bolting. I'm going to say since you weren't ever actually physically engaged with them, that you do just that just fine. Flynn, you see Bray sprinting away now towards
Back to the
cart.
car.
Are you following suit?
I just kind of.
And then run.
Start running.
Okay.
Imagine if the paper's just his shopping list.
Pick up milk, eggs, bread.
Alrighty. I'm comfortable in saying that you guys got back to the cart just fine. What are you doing now?
Okay, well, if these guards are chasing us, I'm just gonna we're bolting.
Now we
I
look
will say
more
that
suspicious than
if
we
you
did.
look back, you don't see the soldiers following. They do seem a bit red in the face, mostly confused. I mean, if you think about it, these guys showed up, said blue land, and then came back and tried to take their paper, and then bolted. So
Yeah.
they've done their job. They've screened people that were coming through. I don't know that they would follow. So you don't see them chasing after you. What else? What else are we looking at here?
I'm now going to turn the paper over.
Oh
See
my
what it
god.
says.
All right, what can we at least get the cart moving first?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think we should at least
Well,
keep it going.
We can
But
say
we
that
got the
Flynn's
paper.
checking the paper in the back of the car, I assume. Like...
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have your cart moving on. I'm assuming we still have Fenric driving. Everyone's in the back of the cart. We have Flynn. He opens this torn piece of paper, and you see daily log listed at the top. And you see a list of just different characters that have come through. And at about 3 p.m., you do see a listing that says cart full of wackadoodles. And that's it.
God.
Doodles indeed.
I feel like we
So-
made that.
Worth it.
I feel like we made that worse by going back for it. Because now they're like, why did they come back for that? Why do they care? Like,
Can I show Lady Beck if she recognizes any names on the paper?
She takes a look at it. You hand it on over. She kind of sighs. She looks at the front and the back and is just kind of perplexed at why it's in half. But she does look at it and she says, well, there's just brief descriptions on here. I don't know that I could glean who this is specifically. I will say I don't know that those soldiers saw me. That's all that I really care about. I can't really say that they don't have more paper over there and might not write something as nice as wackadoodles. I doubt that that's a concern. I wasn't recognized and that's what I'm worried about.
All right.
They're just back there writing complete nut jobs.
They're pretty mad now, I'm sure.
Oh god.
I was just
They're
imagining you might
definitely gonna
check.
tell their guard buddies.
I was imagining Flynn might check the piece of paper in the moment, and as long as his name was on the bit that he had, he's like, I'm good. But they didn't take our names. That's right. They didn't take our names at all, which is strange. Is it
They're
not?
maybe just
Should've-
not great
should've
at their
thought of
job.
that.
Maybe that's not protocol.
Yeah, then we really didn't need to go
Y'all
back.
don't know.
Yeah, turns out we didn't need to do that. Sorry,
No.
guys.
Just
That
derailed and
was
took
a
extra
bad
time.
call on my part.
Genuinely,
Imagine if
I
they killed them.
only mentioned the paper
Yeah,
because
imagine
y'all
if
were
you
really
murdered them.
suspicious. I needed y'all to know that they were making note of what they saw. But
I mean,
no, that was sweet. That
to
was
be
cool.
fair,
We got to see some cool stealth and
Murder
stuff.
wouldn't have been
And,
justified because
cool
they called us
backflip.
wackadoodles. So
Yeah.
They
It was
didn't-
actually a front
Yeah.
flip, but
they
thank
did
you.
insult us.
Sorry, I'm sorry. No, you're right. I'm gonna fix my notes.
Bray was very
Front
impressed, I
flip.
must say.
Yeah. So impressed that he was
Kinda
like,
ran.
so impressed that he was like, "Hey, you've done it, dude. You don't need me."
No, that's fun. I really love Flynn Rider's character. I think it's gonna be fun deciding how to do things moving forward, knowing how that he specifically approaches things, especially with the Tiffies with Fenric. That's fun.
I'm really liking the dynamic already, and I can't imagine what it would be like to throw
I
Rob onto
know.
this fire.
I know.
Wait till Rob joins us.
I am thinking another 30 minutes, if that's good
Yeah.
with everyone, and then
Yeah, sounds
calling
good.
it there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to stretch it to 45. I know how life works.
Mhm.
So if I feel like I said it at 30, yes, I agree, Freya. Alrighty. So the cart carries along, and exactly as Lady Beck had stated, you're approaching now this little village. Freya, if you could let me know if we named it. I'm sorry. Um,
Please
but
be
she
Bold
does let
Castle.
you
Yeah,
know
is it
this
Doncaster?
is, again, you guys are planning on staying at an inn here tonight that she scoped it out. The village is called Norwich. Thank you. I know it was on here somewhere. I just see a block of text and I'm like, I don't know where it is. But yeah, so you're approaching this town. It's very small. Genuinely is just for travelers as they come and go. Very few people are residing there. However, it is primarily again for travel. So you see a dog with a cone in the background. Uh, you see a couple just very bare bones shops, which is light. It's basically just some covered tables with the bare essentials, some rope and fabrics at one. You see some food supplies at another, but primarily this town is residential for those that do decide to stay. But there are a good amount of 4 or 5 inns towards the center of the plaza, which is where Lady Beck has directed you. This inn, it does have a tavern downstairs. It is called the Barking Dwarf. Um, and she has already had it lined up when you guys pulled up. There was somebody that had stowed away the horse and cart. She implies to you guys that that is good and well. And she walks into the front door of the Barking Dwarf. If you guys follow, or if there's anything you needed to do before you went in there.
I would say just stick close to her. I stick close to her. Boldar sticks close to her and just follows her in.
Does his job. Is everyone else following?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need.
Couple feet back.
Can we assume that we've, put the horse in a stable and stuff?
Yeah, it seems that she had already communicated with one of the stable hands nearby. Again, this is pretty in the central plaza. A lot of travelers come and go, so they seem to have a system for having those things parked and tended to. So yes, she reassures you that that horse, which you might have gotten along with pretty well so far, is going to be well taken care of.
Yeah, I named him Jeremy, and I'm very fond of him.
Jeremy.
Yes, Jeremy the horse.
You go and feed him
Oh,
some oats.
I scurry back to go get the bag of jewels and stuff.
What was
probably
that?
Smart.
I go to the cart to get the bag of jewels and stuff because I forgot them.
Okay. I will say she was quick to grab them. She wouldn't have gone into the. Thank you for reminding me. She wouldn't have gone into the tavern without them. She probably removes her beard, but maybe leaves the wig on and the cloak. She might be feeling that a little bit. Definitely no old man makeup though. She was quick to just kind of get that off. So she's rolling with a vibe right now. She's enjoying the disguise, but would appreciate the
On her own
beard
terms.
being gone. And she takes your bag essentially. She now has your bag with her jewelry in it and puts that in one of her pockets and enters in. So I'll say that that is resolved there. Is Fenric and Flynn Rider and Bray, or yes, so Flynn said he was following by a few feet. Is everyone else
Yeah.
heading in as well, or
Yeah,
was
I
there
think
anything
we're
else
all
you wanted
like.
to do in this small town area?
I'll probably again just sort of follow, but not sort of directly behind. I guess sort of otherwise it'll look a bit suspicious.
I feel like we walk into any
Bray
room and it's
also
gonna look
kind of like looks
suspicious.
up at like the sign saying like, what was the name of the inn or whatever again?
The barking dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barking Dwarf. Sorry.
He just looks up at the sign that says Barking Dwarf, and he's just sort of like, and then like, walks in.
Is
Yeah,
Fenric
and
doing the same?
Yeah, he's following. He's also for some reason offended by the dwarf sign. I think just in solidarity and he follows in as well.
Alrighty. And as you guys filter in, you do see Becky has taken a table off to the side of the room. But this is a pretty quaint little tavern. Again, this is an inn that you don't really come here for the drinks, but they're certainly there to be offered. You do see the bartender is a Firbolg. I'm frozen on my screen. Am I good? Can
You're
you hear
moving.
me?
You're moving.
Yep.
Yeah, you
We
Okay.
can hear you.
I don't care what I see as long
Right.
as y'all can hear me. It is a Firbolg, which is a tall troll-looking figure. He's about 10 feet tall, sort of hunched over, but he seems to be closely tending to his station over there. You do see one smaller figure is sitting at the bar closer to the Firbolg, and then 2 humans are at the corner table playing cards opposite of Beck. It is a smaller space, but you do see those 3 people are already in there along with the bartender. Go ahead and roll a perception check, each of you.
I got
Oh, nat
13.
20. Nat 20.
Nice.
Who got 20? Sorry.
Me, Boldar.
Nice. Minus 1?
And that's just canonical
I don't
voice.
know.
Me, Boldar. My perception is just a 0, so it's just a nat 20. So
I got a 9.
Nice.
I got a
Nice.
16
Nice.
and perception +5, so 21.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Bray's been rolling low for perception today. He just
Yeah.
hasn't
His
noticed anything.
his perception 0.
Yeah, he's
His
just like.
perception 0, and he's just been low rolls.
Yeah, mine's 0 as well.
Alrighty.
I got lucky with a 20.
This is perfect. Bray, you see exactly as I laid it out. You say, hey, this is a tavern. I know taverns. I'm a pirate. I'm assuming that you would take a... Where do you take a seat? You want to sit with Beck, maybe at the bar?
How many tables are there in the place? Is there like enough for me to just sit like a couple of tables over
Yeah,
or something?
I'd say there's 4 total. Lady Beck is at 1. There's
Yeah.
that...
Again,
Okay,
sort of
cool.
keep distance sort of
Yeah,
thing.
1 table over. With a 13, I would say Flynn sort of sees the same scene. He maybe just makes note that the people that are in here aren't staying long. It's not a very clean place, but overall, you would trust Lady Beck that this is where y'all are staying tonight. You're here to make yourself cozy for now and keep an eye on her then. Do you join anyone at a particular table
I'm gonna sit at
or at
the
the bar?
side of the. I'm gonna sit at the side of the bar and keep an eye on Lady Beck from across.
Y'all are filling up the joint.
But I will be
We're
taking a
spreading
beer
out.
from the troll-looking fellow.
Alrighty. And he says that that is 1 gold piece.
Here you go.
He
I
hands
kinda
over a
flick it to
pitcher
him.
of pale ale there.
Like you did for
And-
Bray earlier, so just
Yeah.
he doesn't hand out coins any other way.
Okie dokie. And then Fenric and Boldar, you guys walk in here and you see you're very familiar with the scene as well. Whether or not you participate in the drink, again, it's just a good run-of-the-mill tavern. You do notice a menu in the corner, the both of you. Their menu for the day is gruel. They have dried berries, just a plain ale, which you see that Bray has already... Sorry, not Bray. That Flynn has already ordered one. Tall pitcher of there. And then you do also see they have a sign of the special for the day. It's called Orcs and Corks. That's an orc steak with a glass of wine on the sign near the Firbolg, who's just quietly going along. And would you guys like to take a seat, or what do your characters do here?
Orc steak is in made of orc.
Yes, that's correct.
I ran out of the tavern. Everyone in the chat is like, Freya's like George's face. When you wrote orc steak, I was like, I was gonna get a mead, but now I feel like I shouldn't approach anyone who works here in case they try and eat me.
I'm sure it's cruelty-free.
They're free range orcs.
Organically sourced.
I guess I would. I feel like one of us needs to actually sit with Lady Beck, like on the table with her. But I feel like the least suspicious person to do that is maybe Fenric. but I was thinking maybe I sit next to Bray on that table. And I was going to buy some
Okay.
mead, but I'm not going to now. I was going to buy a round, but now I'm like, I will not support this business.
So just so I have it in my head, right? We have Flynn Ryder is at the bar. He's already drinking. And then we have Bray is at a table kind of close
Yeah, still within
to
like
Ladybug.
yeah, just a couple of tables down.
Tables down. And then what was Boldar gonna do? I forget if you said, is he gonna sit with Beck or maybe he's gonna sit with Bray?
I said I think someone should sit with Lady Beck, but I feel like Fenric would be the least suspicious person to do that. Everyone else is a bit more like, they'd be like, that's a bit shady, especially like a 6'7" half orc. So I think maybe sit with Bray on that table. So we're close by, but not like right with her.
And yeah, Fenric goes and sits at the same table as Lady Beck, just sitting across from her.
So you can watch her back in case someone comes up behind her.
sit right next to her, and because you're right, I think it would be the least suspicious because she's an elf, right?
Yeah,
and,
right.
And I'm a wood elf. I don't know if high elves and wood elves have like a
beef.
deep hatred for each other or anything, but it probably is the least suspicious for two elves to sit near each other. And I'll pick up a mead on the way, or an ale or a drink, and just drop my gold coin on the bar and pick up my flagon.
I already have a mental image that if Rob was here, his character would be ordering an orc steak, 100%.
And just staring you.
Yeah,
right,
he'd see your reaction.
He'd
see your reaction, just be like, yeah, I'll have one of those.
And he just watched me as he ate it, yeah, exactly.
Alrighty, and with that, I would say the Fearbolg. He's a tall Goliath-looking type. He sort of stomps around the bar. First, he sort of nods at Flynn and says, "Need more?" You have just your glass of beer there. Did you want to order anything else off their menu?
How big is the glass compared to me?
He dives into the glass.
It's a good equivalent to a 16 ounce. So when the Fearbolg's holding it, it's a little bit of this, but when you're holding it, it's probably like
two hands.
You could probably palm that. If you want to use two hands for safety, I won't stop you.
It will be for safety.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still nursing this. Thank you though.
Alrighty. Fearbolt comes around. He passes by the table with Boldar and Bray Fireforge standing there. Can I get y'all anything off our menu here?
I'll order a drink. Why not? I'll order a drink and then say like, and one of your orc whatevers for my friend here.
But Fearbolg just turns and looks at Boldar and just like kind of leans in and looks at your reaction. He's trying to see if that's something you actually want.
I just deadpan stare back at him. Just like.
All right. The Fearbolg kind of just nods. He picks up what you're putting down. No ale for you, Sir Orc.
No
ale?
No ale. I will not support this business.
Alrighty.
Boycott.
You do see the Fearbolt come around. He already had a pitcher of ale. He's going around.
As he shuffles away, I go, I hope this place liquidates.
He passes by and gives a nod to the humans in the corner that are playing cards. They seem to be done drinking but are enjoying their space. He sets the pitcher down that he already had in front of the small figure at the other opposite corner table. And then he does approach the table with Fenric and Lady Beck. He asks them for their order. Lady does order the orcs and corks, as well as some ale. And Fenric, would you like to order anything?
I think I'll be fine just nursing the flagon of ale I picked up at the bar on my way to the table. And I want it to be known that I'm harshly judging Lady Beck for ordering that in the vicinity of an orc that she paid to protect her.
And who has been protecting her so far? Maybe not
Yeah,
extremely
Yes,
well.
he's been
but-
doing some damage. Alrighty. At that point, then, we need to have some con saves for Flynn, Bray, Fenric, and Lady Beck. Freya, if you wouldn't mind doing that.
Oh my god.
Because
Right.
her orcs and corks do be coming with wine. So
Ooh. Fancy.
I'm glad. I hope, Becky, that I am doing you some justice here. We can always, if I'm being too spicy or something, further separate Lady Beck from the inspiration. But
I mean,
hope I'm
she
doing
said
you
it was
some
something she'd do
justice
in the
here.
chat, so I think we're good.
Gotta give her man some trouble.
She
while I
said
can.
served rare.
That's funny.
And she
Alright,
makes
so
eye
what are we
contact with
getting
me
for
as
our
she
cons?
eats.
I got a 10.
I got a 9.
Is it 1d20 again? Yeah.
Yes, and you should have a Constitution modifier.
As an alcoholic pirate dwarf, you should be fine. I think you should have a good modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16
Damn.
with the modifier.
And Lady Beck got the highest at an 18. She's sipping her wine. She's in a good spot. She's not worried. There's no danger here. She's just here to have a steak.
She's like that Gordon Ramsay movie where he's like, finally, some good fucking food.
You could say the same for Bray Fireforge. As a pirate, of course. This is an all too familiar burn. Also, it's ale. There's really not much going on here. You're continuing as you were.
Having a great time.
Oh no.
Fenric and Flynn, I wouldn't say this is drastic. Y'all are maybe a little flush. You guys do see, you notice a little bit of blushing happening.
I mean, considering
We can
Flynn's
You're-
size, I mean,
Time to glow.
This is stronger than I thought it would be.
falls off the
Definitely
bar.
tipsy. You're not inebriated. You're good to go. Was there anything that your characters wanted to do? Any sort of interaction with our characters, either with each other, or if you had any questions for Lady Beck as well?
I kind of wanted to play cards with the guys at the other table, but I really don't feel comfortable just leaving Lady Beck where she is.
Well, we're all spread out.
Yeah, and me and
She does have eyes on her.
me and
It's
Bray are
true.
at like the next table as well, so like we're not far
Okay.
off. If
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna go approach those gentlemen who were playing cards.
Alrighty. As you approach them, they both look at you. You see they've each got their playing cards. They do also have some gold pieces on the table. You didn't really have to ask though. As soon as you walk up, there's one sort of curly hair with outward ears. He looks at you and he's like, "Hey, you want to put some pieces down? See what you can do with this?"
And I say, hell yeah, stranger.
Alrighty, throw 3 down and let's go ahead and play some cards, dude.
All right, so I put 3 gold coins down, and hold on, I gotta subtract gold from my inventory. What is this? Just poker? What are we playing? 5-card stud or Texas Hold'em? Or I don't think Texas exists in this fantasy realm, but
I've heard tale of
gonna
a card
say
game
this
in a
is
distant
a-
land.
This is a fantasy type of blackjack or war where they are quite literally by chance, maybe out of pure boredom, they created this game. They're flipping over that top card to see what they have, and the highest one gets the pot. And they're resetting each set. So you can see that they're really just enjoying their time here, tossing the same pieces of gold back and forth between each other. So you could see why they would be excited to have maybe a third here. So with that, I think based on what Freya is saying here, I'll have you choose if you want to roll performance. Maybe you've got that extra confidence. You know what your top card is. They did just go ahead and shuffle you and add you an extra stack in front of you. Or if you want to do sleight of hand, if you want to be quick about it, it is of course a game of chance, but I figure I'll let Fenric have his modifiers there, see if he's got any fanciness he wants to add to that. But the game is solely flipping over a card.
Okay, I'm gonna do performance, because I have a higher modifier for that, and I confidently flip the card over with my 13 plus 2, so 15 roll. And what does that get me?
Let's see what Freya's dice say.
Oh God.
You said you got a 15 total?
Yes.
Alrighty, and with that, they gasp as everybody turns over their cards. This is a traditional sort of deck here. The one on the left who hadn't addressed you as directly, he's kind of slumped over, maybe a bit more flushed, I will say. He does roll over a 2 of diamonds, and he just okay. And then the one that addressed you does flip over an ace of hearts, which directly matches the one that you had just flipped over. So this is clearly a funny looking deck that they've got 2 of those. But this is a tie, and so they're willing to let this one roll again here. I just want to try that one again.
How about we split it and just forget that never happened? And I'll just get out of your hair.
Let's have you roll persuasion. I think that they're just there to kill time. I don't know that they would necessarily want you to walk away.
All right.
Fenric's going to start a bar fight.
I rolled a 5 plus 2. Rolled a 7.
I feel like out of everyone here, Fenric seems the least likely to start a bar fight, and yet it might happen.
He will have inadvertently started one. Oh boy. Hi Herbie. Oh,
What did you roll again?
7.
And with that, he says, yeah, no, we have our gold in here too. Let's go ahead and go again, or you're just going to be wasting my time, which is kind of silly because you get the idea that that's his goal. But with that, he is not convinced in letting you. You could either walk away with no gold, but he's not going to let you just take half that pot for him.
Well, I'll play again.
Alrighty, let's roll sleight of hand against just the one guy, I would say. The one that had his 16 is probably just checking out of that one. This is our tiebreaker. So I would roll your. Did you do sleight? You did performance. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a total of 10.
Alrighty, and with that, you pull, I would say, 4 of clubs, and he somehow found, that's weird, another ace of diamonds. It's a weird deck. He happily just puts his hands over that pot of gold and then nods looking at you and leans back in his chair.
Swindled.
I'm gonna thunderbolt this guy's ass. I swear to God.
Clap his cheeks.
Clap his cheeks.
Are you actually?
No.
I'm like, do I gotta find some fucking pre-made sheets for these drunken humans?
No, I just.
He just thinks it. Doesn't do it.
What would Fenric do if he was cheated out of 3 gold?
He whistles for Boldar.
No, I was gonna say. Alright, this is gonna be me in character. See that big ugly green dude over there? I say the word, and he will rip you in half.
He will crush your head.
He will squish your head like a grape.
He hasn't done it yet, but he will.
I've seen him attempt it.
Third time's the charm.
Do you want to risk him doing it again?
And with that change in strategy, I think we should see some intimidation. Maybe with advantage, since Boldar is proficient in that.
That's
they can
true.
clearly see him over there in his intimidating form.
So should Fenric have my proficiency? Like add that on? Or
I think just
not-
give him advantage. I don't
Okay,
really
that
know
makes
that
sense.
Boldar would be aware what's happening.
Right.
But we'll give Fenric advantage on intimidation.
Alright. What is
Does that just give me like what +1 or something on that? I don't.
You roll twice and take the better of the two.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right, so that was 13. And that was 3, so I'm going with the 13.
Do you have a modifier for that?
I have +2, so 15 for intimidation.
15. Freya, would you be able to roll against that? I believe that would just still be intimidation back. I know we don't have a sheet for them. I'm just thinking we could use the... let's go off of the human sheet we had pulled up earlier. I don't think it's fair to put no mods on anything.
I think it's fair to put no mods on that, guys.
So they do have a +2 on that from the sheet we have.
Oh no.
Yeah. He's not very well phased.
Oh my god.
He might be packing or something, but I will say he kind of just looks at you up and down. He's not intimidated at all. He's like, I don't even know that he knows this or
Yeah.
walk in together.
Right, I see that. As far as he knows, he's like, you're bluffing.
He wanted you to join. He was more than willing to just have someone sit there and kill time, but with the trouble and like catching him and not wanting to play nice, he'll just slide one little gold piece your way and then stare at you in a way that's not as welcoming as he had addressed you with before.
Can I do like a perception check to see if Boldar has noticed this happening? Because he's not drinking, so he's pretty aware, I think. Like,
I would say so, yeah. If you want to roll perception,
Okay.
we can see. I'm assuming that would be pretty easy peasy.
It's a 1. Boldar has
You are staring off into space.
Boldar has fallen asleep at the table. He's just like...
Somehow, you got secondhand drunk. You didn't drink a damn thing, and you're feeling kind of silly right
Just
now.
the smell
Maybe it's
of it.
just the vibe of the place. That Fearbulk's looking really charming. Oh man, that's interesting.
I shouldn't fall asleep here. They might cook me.
I won't make you drunk, but you're just really, really focusing on exactly everything except for what's happening in that corner.
I'm like, he's fine over there. He's having fun.
Yes. Fenric, are you walking away with your 1 gold, or what's he doing here?
Yeah, with my head hanging low, I'm gonna walk back over to Lady Beck and just keep sipping on my drink.
He's just been well and truly screwed out of his money.
Just avoid eye contact with her mostly, and
she saw the whole thing.
Her opinion of me is just dropping.
Just with everyone else's. But what if could Fenric technically tell me when he comes back
pull
past?
out something amazing just last minute when we really need it.
Well, could Fenric technically tell me on his way back past that happened to him? Because I didn't notice it, but if he tells me,
just casually.
He could.
Dude.
I think he might already. That would be up to Fenric if he wanted to get Boldar more involved in this.
Sure.
I really don't want to get him actually involved. I was really just hoping the look of him would be enough to scare them, but obviously it helped a little, but obviously not enough. And I appreciate that he's just there, honestly.
So they don't come and take the rest of your money.
They didn't rob me, so
right.
That's good.
You only lost 2 gold.
Yeah. That's a positive. That's
I mean,
a good way to look at it.
Even if you took a gamble, you could have lost anyway fairly, and then you still would have lost some gold. So maybe you're thinking, okay, I kind of lost out there, but I could have lost it fairly anyway. So
true.
You took that risk.
I know they were cheating. Yeah.
All right. Well, Flynn has finished his drink by now, and he decides to crawl out because the stool is 4 feet off the ground. I jump down.
Athletics check. No, I'm kidding.
He does the front flip.
If you wanted to, I won't require it.
All right. And I see, Fenric slinking back to his table. I'm like, what's up with that? So, being me, I go automatically stealth mode.
I like that was stealth.
He knows
want
what
to
he's
be-
good at, y'all.
My stealth check is 24. So I
He
crab walk
disappears.
over to the table that he was at.
He turns into a stool.
You know? And I'm looking around, and I think I hear him say, "That sucker." So me being me, I'm a tiny dude, and I try to sleight of hand the cards out of the guy's sleeve, and I get a 18.
So, this is interesting. I don't know that he didn't have cards in his sleeve.
Oh.
So I think you maybe
You tickle his arms up his
you
sleeve.
just dingle his sleeve a little bit. He doesn't notice, but you're just kind of feeling around in there and you're like, oh, he's kind of sweaty. He is definitely pulling from a fake deck that is just a bunch of different kinds of aces.
What if
So
Flynn was just to try and steal back the 2 pieces that were stolen from Fenric?
Well, he had a whole bunch of money.
True, but he only stole 2 from Fenric.
If anything, drunk Flynn right now is wanting
Wants
that
all
big
of the
pile
money.
of money.
Oh God.
is he gonna act on that, or is he good with just dingling a sleeve?
Should I roll another sleight of hand check?
Yeah, I would use a different check. I'd say this
Okay.
is a different objective. So are you going for the pile of money that's
Yeah.
it's sort of scattered on? It's gonna have to be a high roll, I think.
I
To
am
just take all
stealth,
that money.
too.
You're very stealth, I know.
But I feel like they would,
Alright,
even if you're really invisible, I feel like they'd notice all the gold disappearing off the table if you don't roll high.
Yeah. Say as you want. It is right in front of them.
All right, I get
We'll
a
see.
17.
They are drinking. 17. Okay, with a 17, oddly enough, they are drinking. I will say they are clearly at this tavern for the tavern. You don't know if they have a room here or not, but with that, they are focusing on their cards. You see him maybe drawing from a different deck now that it's just him and his buddy. He doesn't really have anything to prove. They don't really notice as some coins sort of start sliding off the side of the table a little bit. Maybe like 1 or 2 at
One
a
at a
time.
time, just
Big hand.
Yeah, I'd say with your little self, you're kind of under the table.
it's
and
like one of
kinda
those
just going
machines that
for
pushes
it.
coins,
Like a
except he's
child.
I'm inclined to be nice because you rolled a 17 and you are so stealth in this moment. I'm going to say they don't catch you, but when he is going to reach for a card, he does touch your hand and he looks down. This would probably be your opportunity to take what you get. If
Nope.
you wanted to pursue it, you could, but he's keeping an eye on his table now, and you see that.
It's okay. So I'm gonna crab walk away.
I would say that you got a hand on 20 gold pieces.
Damn,
Alright,
that's
nice.
a big net gain.
Are you
right
gonna give
I would
Fenric
say
his
so.
2 back?
I'm
or
gonna go
no?
back over to Fenric. This is how you do it. I put down 20. Put down 20 gold pieces.
You just give him all 20.
Are you giving me 20 gold?
Yeah, you're giving him all
Get
20.
out of here.
What?
Drunk Flynn doesn't care.
Drunk
Oh,
Flynn's
well,
just satisfied that he won up that dude. He's like, fuck that dude.
That's all I care about. It's all about the
He's-
skill.
He's riding on that high. That's all
Yeah.
he needs.
He's like, I showed that dude.
And Fenric can
Um.
only sit there and silently weep as he slowly puts the gold in his bag in shame.
But then he's also like, thank you.
He's very gracious, but he's just so upset that he couldn't do that himself. Oh god.
Alrighty. Did our characters want to do anything else in this setting? Just a heads up, I am preparing to start our ending scene here.
Right.
Unless, of course, there's anything that our people would be doing here in this scene.
I think I'm just going to buy another ale for myself, and then obviously seeing that Boldar's like got this sort of second high drunk or whatever, I'll buy him one as well.
Do you
I was having
guys
a bit of
drink it?
bit of-
I'll
bit of-
say
yeah.
the Fearbold comes around for he makes his rounds to see if anyone else wants a refill. Who all's
Yeah,
gonna be drinking?
We'll have a bit of a piss up at our table. It's fine.
No, that
Boldar,
one's
you
too
weren't
close.
going to drink, but now
Right.
somebody has purchased one for you. Does Boldar drink now?
I think because he can't stop, he kind of gives, like he doesn't accept the drink from from the Fireforge, but he puts them both down with Bray, and Bray just slides one across, and then he's like, well, it's already paid for, so he just drinks it.
Alrighty. Is anyone else drinking round 2 other than Bray and Boldar?
No, that 16 ounce pretty much knocked out Flynn.
He had his
drinking.
He had his drunk high when he stole the money, and now he's just out of it.
Yeah, and I'm good. I'm just...
You're sad now.
He's just sad.
Fenric just cries a little bit.
I'll say Lady Beck is good too. She got her orcs and corks, so she got the 1 cork. She's good there. I'll see a con save from Boldar and Bray. We can see how silly we end off with you guys.
That is a 13 plus 4, so a 17.
15 total for me.
Alrighty. Y'all are doing good. You feel it a little bit more. You haven't lost control of yourself though. I would say Bray a little bit more so in combination. You had a healthy roll last time, but yeah, this is your second drink. That was Boldar's first, so you're feeling it. You could walk in a straight line, but not without giggling, I'd say.
And I couldn't do much else.
Alrighty, and at that, you guys are chilling out. Fenric did sort of hurt the pride a couple times today. You see as the night goes on a little bit here. Our smaller figure that was sitting towards off to the side is still there. They haven't moved very much, just slowly sipping on their pint. The 2 humans in the corner, though, they were keen on, this isn't how much gold I came in with. But they are too drunk to really look much into it, so they'll just scoop them and what they have in their cards. That 1 deck of cards goes in a different bag. We know why. They do have a room here. They headed up to their room with the key given by the Fireforge. And it is in that moment you hear not a thunderous clap, as we may have heard later or earlier. You do hear a very loud boom. The room is filled with dust and some splinters sort of fly, as it seems something has fallen through the ceiling. And that is where we will end it.
Oh shit!
I wonder who has fallen through the ceiling.
Something has
Damn.
fallen through the ceiling. At that, does anybody have any questions, or how's everyone feeling?
No,
is there anything that I could, as a DM, be doing a better job with as well?
I think you're doing really good. I think you're doing really
You are
good.
doing
And
good.
I'm really enjoying it. Like we said when you went to have a break earlier, we were saying that everyone was saying that it's going really well. We're really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Been a
I'd
lot of
say you
fun.
guys found a pretty fun dynamic already. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to put yourself in a character and then interact like that. I'm really loving the dynamic that's happening.
I feel like this is already a
guys crack me
bonfire,
up.
and then Rob is putting gasoline on that fire.
I agree.
I can't wait to see how he
Rob is
What his
gonna
input
turn
does.
everything up to 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying
Right
earlier.
now,
He
I'm
was
really
saying
seeing
earlier.
Fenric is just the stern mom, and
Right.
Bray's just
He's,
kinda
trying to
the
look after
uncle that's
everyone.
there, and he'll play, but he's not gonna find any consequences,
Well,
Which is fun
I
so far.
know that when Rob shows up, I'm gonna be his primary punching bag.
No, I think I will be. I think it will be me. But I think earlier when you and Matt with Bray tried to distract those guards, Rob would have been a good distraction there. Rob would have been a great distraction. But then knowing Rob, he'd
That was
distract
pretty-
him, he'd get a good roll,
was
and then
awesome.
right when you go to steal the thing, he'd be like, "Oh, there's someone stealing your stuff, by the way." That's Rob.
I don't know if you see Miss Becky. I hate to admit this. ... But I've really enjoyed
Yeah,
this.
she
...
texted me and was like, "I'm actually loving it," and she was like, "Don't tell anyone."
I'm so happy. I
But,
think normally she's asleep by now as
Yeah,
well.
if she wasn't enjoying it, she would have fallen asleep. But
Much love, Becky.
She's liking your portrayal, her character that you've made for her, sort of thing.
I'm so glad. I was so nervous. That was one thing Freya and I wanted to be careful about. I'm I want Becky to be involved. I don't want her to feel pressured to play. So we thought of having her as an NPC, but then I'm like, now I got to do this powerful lady some justice. So,
Well, I think what's good about that as well
um,
is it gives you, like, you and Freya the chance to almost play a character, even though you're DMing. Like, it's like, so that's kind of cool as well.
yeah, no, it's fun. I also just want to give y'all the opportunity to thank Freya for all the behind the scenes
Hell
she's
yeah,
doing. She's
you
put in a lot
genuinely.
to
Yeah,
this.
thanks,
So.
Freya.
The two of
Cheers,
you have set
Freya.
this up so well. I don't think it would be half as good if you guys hadn't set it up so well. I think
Yeah.
it's, and like you guys literally like handheld me and Matt through setup because we had no idea what we were doing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but you've done a great
Well,
job.
we're
fun.
really enjoying
Nailed
it.
it.